and as if they're friends, and then the photos are being. I'm just trying to figure out how they monetize it. To be honest with you,
Um, I don't know. I think it's just like with most things now. It's just like Indian guys
yeah,
somewhere. Like ultimately, it's like Indian guys. I read. That's crazy, dude. Everything moves so fast now. I kind of just remembering this. I'm like nostalgic for it now. Do you remember when Elon Musk? You've heard of him
heard of them
when
in my
he
peripheral.
yeah when he
Yeah,
first bought Twitter,
yeah,
like the early months of Elon's Twitter. It was like there was this rampage of bots immediately. And so, like, every single post was somebody in the comments saying pussy in bio.
yeah. So I do remember those bots, and I used to block all the OF and porn bots. But this is a new type of bot for me, at least, because I have a new timeline now. Like the one that I was interacting with today, trying to figure out the end game, is MOUL at, and it's like 29195. It's like an Asian
Yeah, and
chick,
they usually have like 0 or 1 follower.
and she's got 600, 700 followers, like
Um,
3,000 followers,
they're
700
evolving.
following. And then she retweets with this other girl that are in the picture. So they have the two of them linked. And the other girl's name is like Alice Olive 00101.
Right.
And I just don't, I guess maybe it's a long term scam, or maybe they do it to like, for the algorithm because they're getting paid now. It is
I don't
somebody's
know
real
what it
photos.
is.
It's somebody's real photos. It's not porn photos. So they might be stealing it from Instagram or whatever.
Yeah,
It's
I
just
don't
interesting.
know. I don't know what it could be. I read some article where like this came out during the pussy and bio days
Yeah.
that I miss
Yeah,
that
they
I
had to do the
long
pussy
for.
in bio because they were linking to it at first, and then they figured that out, so they
Yeah,
morphed.
they've been evolving. They've
Yeah.
been adapting and growing. But yeah, some guy um, followed followed the thread of pussy and bio, and like naturally it was like a bot farm or
Yeah.
whatever. It all went to the same place. But then, like, if you actually if you try to actually like find the pussy in bio, it was like such a labyrinth that you had to go through to get to the pussy in bio. He was like, the article I read was he was like, this doesn't even make sense as a scam because it requires so much effort on the
Oh,
part of
there
the
was
person
actually
getting
not a
scammed.
link in the bio to pussy.
It was like if I remember right, it was like a link to some other thing, and then you had to go through all these
So
different.
hold on a second. Were you the investigator that was trying to find the
No,
pussy in
no,
the
no.
bio?
I wasn't. This was like an actual. I think it was like a New
Okay.
York Times article or a New Yorker article. Somebody
Okay.
actually, some fucking publication paid a guy to go look for the pussy in bio.
Peter Parker, we need you to go look
Yeah,
for
Parker,
Parker.
pussy
Get
in
in
bio
here.
on my desk. Um, yeah, and he found out. It turns out it was like. Well, eventually, what it led to was just like some similar to like what Jerkmate has, where it was like a girlfriend simulator, just like a chat bot
I'm not
that
familiar
they.
with Jerkmate.
Oh,
What is
Jerkmate
Jerkmate?
has a feature now. They have some AI called like Jerky or something.
This is a porn site?
Yeah, Jerkmate's like a anybody here who's looked at porn in the last over the last year, several years, has seen an ad for Jerkmate. It's like a augmented reality. What is this? Did you ever watch the Jesus chat line? I don't know what that is, but thank you for the money. I don't know what is
Oh,
the Jesus chat line.
maybe they're just saying pray because of the topic we're talking about.
Oh no, Jerkmate is like it's like an augmented reality porn site. So
Is it the goggles thing?
no, I mean I think they do have a goggles feature. I think that they had that the you can use goggles with Jerkmate for
Yeah.
sure.
So how do they do augmented reality then?
Well, because it's like well, like watching pornography is a passive. You're just a distant voyeur. So you're
Okay.
just watching two people have sex, or three,
Yep.
or however many. But then Jerkmate is more interactive. So Jerkmate is like you get to pick out a girl and type commands at her or whatever.
Oh, it's not cam girls.
I think there's like some cam girl elements, and then there's like some AI thing, and then they have like a some like chat function where you could just like do like girlfriend experience stuff, like you talk to it.
Gotcha.
But I mean, yeah, I mean there are like real porn ladies who do Jerkmate,
Yep.
and then I think they have like AI stuff.
And that's
I
a
don't know.
paid. I'm assuming that's a paid thing where some Indian guy. You're typing to some Indian guy, and he's like, "Oh yes, yes," and then the woman has got no
I
keyboard there. She's just doing whatever you're saying to
Yeah,
do.
I don't know. I've never been to Jerkmate. It's
Uh,
just an annoyance when you're trying to watch porn on like X videos. You have to sit through at least 5 seconds of a
oh, they have
Jerkmate ad.
commercial. They have commercials on War now.
Yeah. So they add, they run ads for it, just like those Brazzers ads where they're like Brazzers is free, and it's like no, it's not. How Brazzers
I
make
never
any money if it's
saw.
always free?
I never saw advertisements.
Really?
Yeah, what are they, like? It's been a while, so maybe I'm wrong. But like, and I was on my phone, so like, is there like banners or something if you're not on your
No,
phone?
it's like when you click on the
Oh,
video.
I use Brave browser which blocks all ads, and it's got an ad blocker built in.
Oh yeah, like if you go to X videos or Spank Bang, X Hamster, XNXX, any of the free ones. I mean, if you're in one of the states that still allows Pornhub,
I'm pretty sure New
um,
Hampshire would allow it.
yeah. If you click on the video now, like hit play,
Yeah,
it plays a lot of them will play an advertisement before you actually can watch your porn. So
gotcha.
it's and it'll say at the bottom of the bottom right hand,
Yeah,
usually.
that's all that I would. I remember. Oh, man, it's been a while now, but I remember they would have like a banner at the bottom, right? Like it would say Brazzers or whatever, or sometimes built into the beginning of the video at very
Oh,
loud volumes, like commercials normally are, like super loud. Like the first like 10 seconds would be like a commercial, and then the
yeah.
video would play. But very rare, not like any of this stuff
No,
you're talking
now they
about.
got it like ads on YouTube where it'll be like an ad for Jerkmate or Brazzers or Blacked,
Yeah.
like some paid site, and then at the bottom right hand corner it'll say skip ad in, and it has like a countdown.
Yeah.
Usually it's five
And then
seconds. I've
the
seen
thing's
some as
so
it.
tiny that like when you go to hit it, it's all fucked up and you miss.
There's a lot of that, yeah.
Yeah.
But I've seen some as egregious as 20 seconds. So you're just waiting. You're waiting for this ad. So
You
you
got your
skip
dick in
this
your
ad.
hand, dude. You're
Yeah, I have
fluffing
my
yourself. You've already gone
penis
down.
is going soft as I wait for this Jerkmate ad to let me skip it.
You're jacking off, and all of a sudden it's like your white's not white enough. He's like, use
Yeah, I'm
OxyClean.
just jacking off a soft penis, waiting for this ad to finish.
The Sham Wow guy is
Which is funny
freaking
because
washing
like
his refrigerator and picking up spilt milk.
yeah, it's funny because like porn ads are still effectively pornography because it's
All
usually
right,
like a
that's
naked
good.
woman getting fucked. But as she's getting fucked, she's like, "Brazzers is just $1 right now." So it is funny how like
It would
when
be
I
hilarious if
was
there was regular commercials, like you got your dick in your hand, like new Honey Nut Cheerios. It's buzzing good.
yeah, they might that might end up happening. I mean,
Yeah,
as
like
the
Idiocracy,
world
dude.
continues to degrade and deteriorate.
Yeah.
But it is interesting to think about how like when I was 14, if that was like like when I was 14, just a Brazzers ad probably would have been enough.
Oh yeah,
I could jack off to just a Brazzers ad commercial.
So the Sears like I'm sure you've heard this as a joke, but it was true. The Sears catalog would come, and there'd be like a Christmas edition. So one would come every quarter, but then there was sometimes a fifth one that would come before the fourth quarter for Christmas. And your parents would be, if you're lucky, your parents would say, look through the Sears catalog and see if there's any toys that you want. And you're like, oh, I'm going to look through that catalog. All right. And then you would go immediately to the lingerie section. And it didn't take much.
Some stocky broads wearing like
granny panties.
padded bras.
And around you're like, this is the hottest thing I have ever seen. I think I've told the story on here before. I found an erotica book of like fake penthouse letters, like real penthouse letters.
Oh
like,
yeah, you was jacking off like girls do.
Yeah, that's all I had, dude. And now and at the time, like I said, I didn't realize it was some Jewish guy, dude, eating a ham sandwich, friggin' typing that up on a typewriter.
If he's Jewish,
I thought it was
he's not eating
ladies.
a ham sandwich.
Oh yeah,
Come on, man.
Whatever they eat,
probably roast beef, some kind of pastrami.
Yeah, pastrami sandwich from a deli.
I'm being taken to task here in the chat. I feel sorry for people who paid $5.99 and so. So yeah, the episode I did with Sal on Thursday. It was me, Sal, and an old friend of ours, Mark, the Mad Dabber. Some folks were in the chat throwing super chats, song requests, and it was just kind of not the vibe at that time. So I said that any song requests that were paid for, just hold me to it. So if I can't remember what they were, but if you did do that, just post it in the chat. We'll throw it up. We'll do a song reaction.
Yeah.
I aim to please here at Cornfed Industries, at the Billionaire Podcast Network. By the way, big news. Or just do new super chats if you want. I mean, I'll stick to the ones you already paid for, but if you want to give me more money, that'd be cool. But what was I saying? Oh yeah, I got big news. So, I did say I would remember the songs. Okay, I lied about that. I don't remember them, but I do remember saying I would honor the chats. So if you can remember them, let me know, because I cannot remember them. I didn't write them down. But yeah, I got new podcast equipment, and now I'm just waiting on
You did mention that it came in, so you got to set it up now.
Yeah, well, I'm just waiting on an XLR cable to come in the mail now, because I got all the fucking. I don't understand. I hate that. I got this microphone, but they didn't include cable.
Yeah.
I had to order
right here. This type of cable right here.
So frustrating. Yeah, I got to get had to get an XLR cable, so that's coming. And then when that's here, I can set everything up.
I got some good music to listen to.
I got an Amazon Basics XLR cables, $10. But then everything else I did not have to pay for. So I'm upgrading, big things coming to the network. Thank you, Drew Huntley. $9.99. Money comes and money goes. Paperface. That's a song. Dalton. Also, Sumo Dog.
Shout out to Drew.
Let's go ahead and put on a song, because I worked all day and then I just woke up right before this. So I'm still waking up. So let's go ahead and throw on a song while I take a sip of a ice cold.
I got a good song for you. You have a song prepared already?
Well, this one that Drew just paid for.
Oh, I'm sorry, Drew. My apologies.
Paperface song.
I got a song to play later. Friend of the show, Primitive State.
I don't know. The ayahuasca is the band. I don't know if this is the one that he's asking. There's a few different songs by the name of Paperface. The Weezer song.
Money comes and money goes. Paperface.
I think he's asking for the Weezer. Oh shit. I guess you know what? I'll just play the Weezer song, and then we gotta play, dude. And then we got this request from Little Goblin.
I did see that.
We gotta watch this shit, dude.
I did see that.
Dog,
I tried to stay away from it because I knew you were gonna probably bring it up as a topic.
Dog, I watched that whole music video, and the whole time I was just like, I'm not sure this isn't me.
That somebody's told you, like,
yeah, because it's like it's funny to say that I look like the girl from Hereditary or the girl.
So actually, I put up a thing with her, a close up photo of that woman from The Last of Us and you, like close up. So it's just like eyes and nose, and I was like, I don't know, I think she's handsome. And then I felt bad. I ended up deleting it because so many people are razzing you about it. But then you put up that thing of the country singer, and I was like, dude, they literally took Dalton's images off the internet, made an AI character of him, and they're getting paid now.
Yeah, dude, it was crazy, man. That guy looks just like me.
And he's a country boy. It's not like he's in the city. It might be Lily Abernathy working.
No, he's a real guy. I think he was on The Voice, and he's an actual corn-fed fellow like
you
myself.
guys just have the same avatar, I guess.
We have the same outline, the same blueprint, schematics.
Yeah.
I guess there's only so many different genetic combinations that God had to work with, and he and I share one because, dude, he looks just like me.
Drew says money comes and money goes.
I found it. Yeah, I found the right one. Here we go, folks. Cornfed Radio 148.8 WKNIGG, the chirp. Oh.
What's up, my G? What's up, my brother?
How you? Chill, man. Out here fucked up in the game right now, though.
Look at this. No fucking weed. No fucking money. Like,
I
in the game.
I think we watched something by them in the past before.
Is there any way you can help a nigga out?
Check they cover their faces in the bags.
All right, I will as soon as we get off the phone. Yo, good fucking looks, my guy.
Get back to me in a
week, though.
Okay, bet. That's a bet. Say less.
Oh shit! Fuck! This is crazy, bro.
Basically MF Doom on a budget.
100 packs like 20 O's. I'm the number man, up 100 racks like 20 hoes. On the other hand, yo, the money comes and the money goes. In a rubber band, say the money comes and the money goes. Stunting on the gram, 100 packs like 20 O's. I'm the number man, up 100 racks like 20 shows. On the other hand, yo, the money comes and the money goes. In a rubber band, say the money comes and the money goes. Everybody knows.
Get the bag and run it up, run it up, run it up, run it up. Get a check and fuck it up, fuck it up, fuck it up, fuck it up. Get a bag and run it up, run it up, run it up, run it up. Get a check and fuck it up, fuck it up, fuck it up.
Fuck up a check, up on my neck, bitches be pressed. All on my body, need me a baddie, ratchet like Ari. She caught in the flame and bored with the games, bitch, I ain't sorry. They jacking my wave, niggas is lame, niggas ain't gnarly. 2 white Rarries, bikes is Harley, nights is Barkley. Swerve on the parkway, counter for loose, chuck up the dudes. Love me a diva, I stay with a few. Big waves only, they loving the crew. I just keep winning, they want me to lose.
100 packs like 20 O's. I'm the number man, up 100 racks like 20 hoes. On the other hand, yo, the money comes and the money goes. In a rubber band, say the money comes and the money goes. Stunting on the gram, 100 packs like 20 O's. I'm the number man, up 100 racks like 20 shows. On the other hand, yo, the money comes and the money goes. In a rubber band, say the money comes and the money goes. Everybody knows. Counting guap like 100 band. Mix the pot with the other hand. Bars nuts, that's 100 grand. Make a killing dog, I'm the son of Sam. In real life, nigga, I'm the man. On the grand, I'm a fucking brand. TV, nigga, on the man. High as a palace in Buckingham. Just light up a chalice and puff a gram. These bitches too big for they britches. They Alice in Wonderland. Make you dance through the Running Man. Hopping out mad from a running van. Yeah, give me the cash, fuck a money gram. What you on is Zan? Need more tickets than Summer Jam and Summer Slam. Nigga, understand? Do you understand? 100 packs like 20 O's. I'm the number man. Up 100 racks like 20 hoes. On the other hand, yo, the money comes and the money goes. In a rubber band, say the money comes and the money goes. Stunting on the gram, 100 packs like 20 O's. I'm the number man, up 100 racks like 20 shows. On the other hand, yo, the money comes and the money goes. In a rubber band, say the money comes and the money goes. Everybody knows. With your bitch and she brought friends. Dark Tims in a park Benz. Black shades with the dark rims. No dolphins, only shark fins.
Whoa.
I wasn't a huge fan of the song, but the artistic use of the bag to show the level of like class success that the individual was at the time was pretty interesting. I like that.
Yeah, I like that. Because rap, there's a certain there's a phenomenon when
Phenomenon.
There's a phenomenon when certain kind of guy gets a certain kind of rich,
Mm.
you've heard.
Yeah, but like he starts off, he's just got a plain paper bag, then he's got the Nike bag, then he's got the Dior bag or whatever with the suit on by Wall Street or whatever. I'm not a labels type guy, but they're showing the up and down climb of the of the situation.
Well, have you ever heard the expression "money talks, but wealth whispers"?
I have. I actually mentioned that to Pearl yesterday or this morning at the gym. Pearl
Davis?
Pearl Davis, just tweeting at her. No, her and Tate. It's like, it's funny to say, yeah. No, but Tristan Tate was like, Jack Black dressing like a slob doesn't show wealth. And I forget exactly. And he basically said, if you have money, you should, all throughout history, you want to dress up and show it off. And I forget what she said, but basically I was like, yeah, Sandler and Jack Black kind of suck, but if wealth whispers, wouldn't they also kind of be quiet in the way that they dress?
Sandler does not suck. Take that back.
The whole sloppy dressing thing is kind of I don't know. With Sandler, it's different. You're right. I can take that back with him.
Is he trying to call a cat?
It's just curious to me. Oops. I don't know if Sandler's doing a bit or he really doesn't care. I don't think Jack Black's doing a bit. I just think he's being annoying.
We're not gonna besmirch the Sandman here. Now I do think Jack Black can be a lot annoying, but they both have brought me a considerable amount of joy throughout my life.
No, that's not what I'm discussing. I like their work and the joy that they bring. I'm discussing their clear choice to dress the way that they dress.
Well, that's not necessarily what I'm talking about, though. I guess it is like a version of it, but that's like, they're just being comfortable, I guess. And they do have like,
well, that was my argument. Tristan Tate was like, when you're a millionaire, you're supposed to dress like a millionaire. But then you got guys like Warren Buffett who drive an Oldsmobile, live in a 3-bedroom, 2-bath.
Right. No, quiet luxury, the wealth whispers.
Yeah.
Really, what that refers to is the way that like people who are actually wealthy, who have a lot of money, they will still buy like name brand clothing and they'll buy like high end products, but it's all like brands that we've never heard of that only exist in like extremely wealthy circles.
And there's no labels on them.
There's no like they'll wear like innocuous, inconspicuous clothing that you wouldn't even realize, like, that T-shirt costs like $4,000, it's stuff like that. Whereas like people like what we just saw, this Paperface fella who become a certain kind of rich, a new money. You know what I mean?
I don't. Could you elaborate?
Well, yeah. So it's typically you find it. I guess it originates with the in the black community. I would say when someone runs up and gets out the hood for the first time, and it is now newly of means.
So
They'll
he's
want
new
to,
rich.
yeah.
Yeah.
They'll want
He's a
to,
newer. He's basically a new richer.
yeah, they'll want to, take some of their money and buy
Yeah.
like for the first time in their lives, luxury items.
Yeah.
But their idea of luxury, of like showcasing their wealth, is because that's really what they want to do is like flaunt it, which is a tacky notion to begin with, like the desire to flaunt your money. But
I'm
to
always scared that I'm going to be living in a van by a river. So I can't imagine it would take a lot of money for me to want to start wasting it.
right, well, it's not like wasting. I mean, I guess if you buy a really
Having
expensive
like
shirt,
500 pairs of sneakers is a fucking waste.
that is silly to me.
I have a
But
pair of
they'll,
flip flops that are like 3 years old, a pair of slippers. I buy one new pair of shoes every year for Christmas, and I have boots, like hiking boots.
yeah, but yeah, usually like what they'll go buy like their idea of
Yeah.
highfalutin products, which I guess, I mean, like all this stuff is like expensive. I guess it technically is like high end
Oh wait,
luxury, but
whatever happened with that? Didn't like a bunch of people, like the Chinese, were like, yeah, or all that stuff that you pay thousands of dollars for is made for $1 in
no,
this one
no,
factory in China.
well, there was some guy who was trying to show that like even like a Hermes Birkin bag, which goes for like $90,000 or something, that they say is made in whatever country, Italy or France or whatever, that the raw materials or something are sourced out of China. Like I
Yeah.
guess it's like assembled in China, and then the label is put on it in Italy, so they can put that it was made in Italy. I don't know if that was ever true though. I think that guy was full of shit.
I think it was just propaganda videos, but it was still funny. I just don't understand. I mean, I do understand, but I don't understand. There's a reason that they don't make like a light bulb or stuff that lasts like 100 years, because there is a light bulb that's been burning for like 100 years.
Yeah,
It's because as the technology increases, you want to improve the product. So you have to find the right line between something that lasts forever and something that needs to be updated. So I don't understand the idea of a t-shirt that's made with really good fabric and really good stitching. That suits I can see, like you buy a suit, and if you can stay the same weight the rest of your life and same size, you buy a suit for life. That I get, but the t-shirt stuff, dude, just give me a 4-pack. When I spill some gravy on it, dude, I'll throw it in the trash and I'll buy another one.
right. Yeah, I'm the same way. Like I'm all my clothing now I buy in packs.
Yeah,
So
dude.
like I don't buy just one shirt. I usually try to make sure it's at least a 3-pack. But yeah, so
And then
like
if it fits well, you're like, perfect. Let me get another pack. Do these come in a different color? So I'll buy another pack of these in different color.
So like rappers tend to, and people who are newly of means or who just got approved for their first credit card,
Yeah.
will buy like their idea of like luxury items, which is usually like gaudy and gauche kind of brands like Gucci or Louis Vuitton, Versace, big labels. Like they want to showcase it.
Yep.
Like very loud stuff, kind of stuff. And it's not luxury. It is like expensive stuff, but it's like very tacky.
Yep.
Like you
I
see
don't
somebody wearing
mind.
like a Gucci shirt.
So like when people go and they spend money on chains, or they spend money on like a swastika necklace or something with diamonds in it or whatever, like Kanye did.
Yeah, an iced out swastika.
That stuff isn't actually a waste, because yes, it's dumb that you're wearing like your money around your neck as a to show off. But if you're buying like gold Cuban links or whatever, and it's around your neck, and you have that money at that time, Now you get to wear it, show it off. If you don't get killed and murdered and stabbed for it,
And it goes up in
if
value.
you need money down the line, you can literally sell a couple of the links, have the necklace put back together,
Yeah.
and like and it probably went up in value.
Yeah, and luxury watches, I think also like Rolexes and Patek Philippe's.
Yeah.
If you have the box and the papers, those appreciate in value.
Yeah. I don't
Yeah,
understand it. I know that like the Rich Vosses and the Bobby Kellys of the world, they want to get all these Rolexes.
Dude, Voss is a kind of rich. He's definitely like moving through this world with a certain kind of rich mentality.
Yeah, dude.
Dude, he is
dude, that guy fails up, dude. He's the legend, dude. Bonnie is way out of his league, dude.
If you ever go to your local shopping mall and he happens to be performing at the comedy club in there, go. I mean, he's very funny, so go to the show. But observe what he just looks like as a person, dude. He's just iced out at all times. He's got like a ring on each finger,
yeah,
and a chain and a Rolex. He's probably wearing like at any given time like $40,000 worth of jewelry.
Can I say something though? So I grew up in the Rich Voss era, and I knew about him like a long time ago from Boston, but I just never going to a comedy show back then. Was you went to like, if you went to Faneuil Hall, you would get a smorgasbord, and I did actually see Rogan and Bobby Kelly in there a long time ago.
I went to a German restaurant recently and ordered something on the menu called a smorgasbord.
Oh, hell yeah.
It was every appetizer. It was awesome.
Yeah, so you get a smorgasbord of comedians back then, but I never really liked Rich Voss. But I'll tell you, I ran into him to Skankfest 2023 in the restroom, and we went back and forth, like making fun of one another. And I was like, oh, actually, he's not a jerk. That is him. He's just having fun, and he wasn't like staying away from people. He was actually being the everyman, like in the urinal, fucking around with people.
Nice guy.
So I was like, oh, he actually won me over, and I actually like Rich Voss now. Yeah, yeah. So shout out to friend of the show, Rich Voss.
I was thinking the same thing that in the Eras Tour, Taylor Swift does a full Rich Voss era. So she puts on her little fedora and leather jacket and Rolex. She starts talking about Israel. I think
that's the one thing that him and Berg like drive me nuts, but I get it. Like,
yeah, well, they're old Jews, so they were indoctrinated with like the Israeli propaganda. They got it. The Jewish, the Jewish. Whatever their whole deal is, they get them when they're young. They start like when they're very young. They tell them
they snip their penises. They give it a little kiss. They snip
their penises and they give it a little. They give it a little kiss.
Yeah,
a little French kiss on the penis from the moil. And they like at a very when they're very young, every Jewish person is told like, so the Holocaust happened, and they're probably going to try and do it again.
Yeah.
So we got to be ready for when they want to do Holocaust Part 2.
Yeah. You're going to lose your shoes. They're going to throw them in a giant pile.
Yeah, so that's why we have Israel.
Yeah.
For when they want to do the Holocaust again. And I never really understood like.
See, we're great and we never cause any problems, but just so you know, they'll probably want to get rid of us again at some point.
I never understood like I understand the diaspora, like the idea of scattering, spreading out, so that if anyone ever does try to do the Holocaust again, you wouldn't be able to effectively round them up because they're dispersed. They're in the wind. You can't. There's no centralized Jewish body.
Yeah.
But it kind of defeats the purpose if you say, but there's also a place where all the Jews go.
And that's where they're trying to expand, dude. They're trying to expand
because like nowadays they're starting to wear out all that Holocaust goodwill, and people are starting to, because it used to be like if you criticized Israel at all, any Jewish person could just go, but the Holocaust, and you just have to go, fair enough, you got me on that one. Now that we have like cell phone videos of everything that's going on over there, that's starting to like not work.
Well, that's why they came up with October 7th now. Because they're like, look, October 7th was worse than 9/11. You guys just have to deal with that, dude.
right.
That's what they keep saying.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. And it's like, you're responsible for both of those things. It's like, both of those are your fault. So, like,
yeah.
Where do you want to, like, why do you want my sympathy for something that's your fault?
It stinks because everybody thinks about the Jews like Rich Voss, but most of them are just Danny Polachuk, just trying to get by in life.
Well, yeah, like a lot of modern Jews are just hip. They got the Zoomer haircut, and they wish they were black guys. That's like a modern Jewish
why
person.
do Jews love basketball, dude, and they love wanting to be black, dude?
I guess because they're like so far in the other direction. Like they're born with back problems and allergies. And
they used to be like tough, like when they lived in the hood, and they were like, didn't they run the boxing circuit for a while?
Well, I think like in Bible times, Jews were like strong and basically like superheroes. But then I guess maybe race due to like some kind of race mixing,
because they all wrote that.
Yeah, I don't know like what happened, but now they're all very like slouched and the bad posture, and they don't know, they can't even lift up the bag of shekels that they carry with them.
Although I will say, friend of the show, Mr. Adam Friedland, doing a great job out there for the Jewish community, raising awareness. He was recently with Chris Cuomo.
Oh, that's right.
Trying to make peace between two separate parties that are fighting one another, between Elon and Trump. So maybe we could send Adam over to Israel to do some negotiation between Gaza and Israel.
I don't know what's going on over there, dude. I get, but I mean, I know that I've met Jewish people before that were like indoctrinated into that, who like went to birthright when they were 13, and got to have sex. They killed their first Palestinian child when they themselves were a child.
Yeah.
And so it is like that sort of Zionist ideology. Like if they get them young, they're like devoted for life. Like it's like I guess it's like any religious dogma.
So part of me gets it because Greeks have a.
Damn, dude, why are we talking about this?
Well, I was just gonna say Greeks have like like you see it with Stav. I don't do it as much, but I would if I was around Stav and Giannis and like my other Greeks that I know that I play poker with or whatever. There's a real sense of community with the Greeks, and a real kind of like, we did all this great stuff a long time ago that none of us did, like our ancestors did, right? And so the Jews kind of get that too. So I was brought up with a lot of Greek pride. So I can see how, because I haven't shed that. So luckily I wasn't brought up with, this is our holy land and everybody's out to get us, because who knows? I like to believe that I would shed that, but it doesn't necessarily mean that I would.
Oh, I know what I was going to say. Black guys, like when black guys first get money, and this isn't like exclusive.
Hey, let's get off the Israel thing. Let's go back to what you call black guys that first get money,
just
dude.
Black guys. But it's just like a tacky sensibility, like when you first get money, right? When it comes to vehicles, they'll want to get something like really flashy, like a real gaudy kind of car, like a
Cadillac,
like a Mercedes or a Cadillac or a Mustang.
Do you ever see any Cadillacs in Texas with the actual horns in the front?
No.
That'd be cool, dude. I remember when I was a kid, always seeing those big old convertible Cadillacs in Texas, like with the steer horns on the front. I was like, that must be everybody in Texas is boss hog. That gazoon-tight, dude.
Thank you. What I liked about that video was like when he was stunting with his car, it was a Lexus SUV, which
I saw that
is a luxury vehicle.
Yeah,
but it's a really good one. It's a reasonable luxury. It's nothing.
When I saw that, I was like, "This is hilarious!" That they got basically a souped-up Camry as the luxury.
The Lexus. What is the SUV? The RS is the SUV. It's a really nice car.
Yeah,
It is better than a can. I mean, it's like if you don't have Lexus money, of course you would just get like a Toyota Highlander or like whatever it is if you want an SUV.
Yeah, I think it's like they got similar engines and body types. and
Yeah,
everything
but if you
between
can
those two.
if you can afford a Lexus, whether it's a sedan or a SUV, get spend the extra money, get the Lexus.
Was
That's
it-
a really nice vehicle.
Dude, am I wrong? Does Kanye have a line? She couldn't afford a car, so she named her kid Alexis.
I think so. Yeah, something like that.
And that's another one where she could she could name her kid Porsche or Mercedes or like
Lexus Pro,
whatever, and they named her Lexus. Middle of the road. Couldn't afford a car, so she named her child the middle of the road.
Well, it's not, but it's a really nice. It is.
is.
It's a luxury vehicle, dude.
Yeah, but
It's
if you're just
nice.
making up a name of vehicles you can't have, like Mercedes would seem like it was higher up on the list.
Mercedes is a pretty
Jaguar.
standard.
Name your daughter Jaguar, Mercedes, Porsche.
Yeah, Mercedes
I've
is
met a
one
couple
of the
Porsches
flashy,
in my day.
That Mercedes is like the flashy car that somebody who just got money would go underwater on because they think that's what the kind of car they should buy. But a Lexus is very economical. Like it's right there. Like if you have,
That's what I'm saying. Like you can't afford a car, so you name your daughter after the car, and you're like Toyota Camry. Toyota Camry, get your ass in here.
But we're gonna get to my doppelganger here in a moment.
Before I forget, because I'm gonna open one up. My summer drink.
I saw this. I'm interested in
Dude, this is really good. Sprite plus tea, dude. No caffeine. Sprite 0 plus tea.
I tell
So
you what,
freaking good.
the world we live in now is nightmarish and horrific, and everything sucks. I am very pleased that we're returning to tea in a can.
Dude, so
we get more tea in a can products.
I bought a whole 12 pack of these, just so you know. I didn't buy just one. It basically is just the lemon lime goodness of a Sprite up front and the dry tang of a tea in the back end of it. It's not like an Arnold Palmer. It's just like a little. It's basically Sprite with a little tea kick on the back end. It's perfect. They nailed it, dude. The soda scientists, dude, they should start working on cancer next, dude. Because
soda science is
they're
really
nailing
advanced.
it, dude.
Yeah, I'm very excited that tea in a can is making a big comeback. Because
it's not even tea though. It's just a hint of caffeine-free tea on the back end. It kind of tastes like a almost like an Arizona, but then without the honey.
Yeah,
yeah,
I like it.
Very good. Highly recommend Sprite 0 sugar plus tea.
Arizona makes an Arnold Palmer that's pretty good. Like the Arizona Arnold Palmer, and they have a 0 version if you don't want all the sugar. 99 cents, baby. 99 cents for a tall boy Arnold Palmer.
I bought Arizona. I bought some stevia today. Big bag of it.
Yeah, stevia.
I'm gonna try to be a skinny boy for the summertime, and I don't know what else to do because I can't lose weight. So I'm like, I put a little bit of sugar in my coffee in the morning.
Stevia job
recently, so now I'm gonna try stevia and see if that works.
Robbie's doing riffing autistic bits by just to himself in the chat. I got 99 cents, but a can ain't one. That's good.
Yeah, he's crushing it, dude.
We'll get to my doppelganger here in a moment, but we got to do this.
We have another song to play.
Yeah, we got to. Somebody. This is from the last stream where I wasn't able to do any of the requests.
And also, have you ever watched Neural Viz?
What?
Neural Viz?
No, what was that?
All right, we'll bring that up later. But it's a YouTube channel where they make this AI art videos. I think if Lily Abernathy's in the chat, she would be familiar.
Lily Abernathy's on the vanguard of AI. She's doing some pretty cutting edge stuff.
Yeah, I talked to her the other day, and big things. Let's just say I'm not going to spoil anything, but I think there's some pretty big things on the horizon for.
If what she said is true, it's like she might be the one to birth the Rocco's modern basilisk.
Yeah.
the Rocco. She might be like the progenitor of the Rocco's basilisk.
Yeah, good for her.
Yeah, good for her to bring forth the entity from Mission Impossible into our real world.
Yeah.
But let's see. Oh yeah, so this is the request from the from the last stream. This is something I guess his name is T. Sprite T requested Slither conspiracy.
I'ma drink this anytime I fuck up my kid. I'ma keep selling crack till I see a bet. I ain't never even really want to bet. I just want to be able to mind them. I told wifey, let me rob your brother. Like, hell nah, babe, that's my brother. I'm like, yeah, you right, let's rob your ex. Like, babe, why you want to rob everybody? I love you, but girl, fuck everybody. I don't give a damn what they gotta say. I'll tell them suck a dick in their face. Like, man, I love you, but you too crazy. I'm like, shut the fuck up, you ain't seen crazy. I really be on them beans lately. Little bitch think her brother crazy. I stab a nigga 133 times. Beat the shit out of bitch baby dad. Wifey said, damn, nephew tripping. I rob everybody that I know. That's why I ain't got no friends like that. All my friends said that I stole. I've been robbing niggas since Lil Bill. White bitch look like Kill Bill. Cooking up babies like Pickle Dill. 2 twin 40s like Phil and Lil. My bitch evil like Angelica. She'll rob a nigga, she'll set him up. I've been robbing since Rugrats. My bitch said stop popping beans. I'm like, shut the fuck up, I slap you, ho. I'm like, shut the fuck up, I'll rob you, ho. Me out of the spot.
This is what rap wants to sound like to my dad.
White van, traffic a nigga. White van, ransom your daughter. Terrorist acts, blow up a school bus. Suicide threat, kill myself. So much dirt, hard to deal with myself. Smuggle back, wouldn't want to kill myself. Every day I want to break up his jaw. I get drunk and crash my car. Teacher said I wouldn't make it far. That dumbass hoe was probably right. All my good licks is white. Bitch, sniff coke, got blue.
Damn, this shit sucks, dude.
I was gonna say this is what my dad. When I used to play rap music in front of my dad, this is what he must have heard, and he was like, "Just shut that fucking shit off."
This is just a bunch of fucking noise, dude.
I was like, is it because of StreamYard that it sounds like he's not even hitting the?
No,
beat?
he's not on beat, dude.
And I'm like, and that in itself is kind of artistic because it's hard not to catch it some of the time.
I don't know what this fucking blows, dude. It's like this,
dude,
almost 6 minutes long.
Yeah, I know, dude. I was watching. I was like, dude, I gotta be on syrup or something for this, dude. I'm gonna go pound a bunch of NyQuil and come back, dude. This is brutal,
dude. Yeah, this is really bad.
Yeah, dude, you gotta be on the freaking syrup to listen.
We got to,
to that,
but we do gotta check out my doppelganger, dude. This guy's. Oh, by the way,
pays money for us to listen to a song. We just roast the fuck out of it.
They can't all be zingers. I got some shit taste in music. I played shit for people before that.
Oh yeah,
where they've said, "Dude, you actually listen to this shit?" And I'm like, I guess like by myself, really. Yeah, I guess this is not the kind of shit I should share with anyone. We're not mad at you, T. It's fine.
I love it, dude.
Yeah.
No, it's fine. It's just funny, dude.
They can't all. By the way, they can't all be zingers. Is the the Primus Greatest Hits album.
T. I was literally daydreaming today. I'm like, 5 more years, I could move into a 55+ community. That might be pretty cool. So I don't think I can listen to whatever that was that we just had on.
Yeah, but dude, we gotta. This guy's awesome, and I'm starting to think, I do kind of feel like maybe he's like a tulpa that I created that I forgot about, or some kind of spiritual bifurcation that happened before we were torn from the ether and brought into this world.
At the very least, you could probably buy a cowboy hat and make some money. Like going to Comic-Cons and stuff because of this guy.
Dude, I changed my Twitter profile picture to his, and I think there's a lot of people who do think that's me.
Dude, it's so uncanny, dude. It just looks like
it really. There's
somebody took your image and made AI.
There's some like comparisons people make where they'll tag me and stuff that's like cartoonish, like it's exaggerated. Where I go, "This is funny." Thank you everyone for tagging me in this like. Guy with Down syndrome or the fucking girl from Hereditary or whatever. This is actually like spooky how much me and this guy look alike.
No, it is like the other ones are funny and it's a good joke, but this when I first saw it on your timeline and you shared it, I honestly did think who is it? He Hates Me or something like that. The guy that makes AI of all the podcasts.
Yeah, He Hate Me.
Yeah, I thought that him or like Lily Abernathy or Bricks put something together where this is one of those things where you take somebody's photo, you feed it into AI, and then it puts their face on a video. And then I was on my computer later, and I was like, I want to watch the whole thing. So I went back to your timeline. I'm like, oh, this is a real dude, because I was just on my phone.
Yeah, no, this really big this big Twitter account, the what's his name, Christy Yamaguchi main.
Yeah.
He has, he's got like over 100,000 followers. He posted this video, like the like a 30-60 second clip from it, just because he likes the guy. He wasn't even. I don't think he even. I don't know if he knows what I look like. He just posted something that says "90s country is fucking back," and then all day that day, everybody was tagging me in this guy's post. I watched it. I was like, "Shit, man! this is like uncanny how much this guy looks like me."
Yeah, for those who haven't seen it, I mean, we have to watch it because it is just it's so crazy.
Well, yeah, we'll go ahead and it's a good song too. He's very talented. I love it. He's awesome. So this is
Robbie's third cousin had a funny thing saying that when you had your mental break, he might have broke off from you.
That's what I was saying.
You guys live in the same instead of being in two universes, you guys live in one universe.
Yeah. It's like some sort of like a Doctor Who thing happened, and now there's like two of us. That might be true. Robbie says it's just Tony Casillas. It might just be Tony Casillas. Yeah.
That actually might be your best plan, is to buy a cowboy hat and hunt this guy down and kill him and take his life.
I should talented Mr. Ripley him, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, this guy's awesome. His name is Jake Worthington. This is like his latest single.
Shout out to Jake. If you want to come on the podcast, dude, we'd love to have you.
Dude, he should come on and I should just not be here. It's just him be like, hey guys, it's me, Dalton. But yeah, this is a good song. It's called "It Ain't the Whiskey" by Jake Worthington.
And the way it's filmed, it looks like AI.
Dude,
that's
dude.
Pause for a sec. The reason I thought it's not even right. You're right, dude. God damn it, dude. Before you turn it off, can you rewind it and show the police officer and him?
The police officer.
Him and the
No.
police officer?
What, right there?
Yeah, either him or at the back of the beginning. So basically, when I was watching,
Yeah, there they are.
yeah, so when I was watching this in AI, and I thought this might have been AI, I thought they used you, and then this is the guy from Super Troopers. Because he kind of looks
dude.
like, you know what I'm talking about? The fat guy that plays the cop.
Yeah,
and-
yeah, Fargo.
Yeah, and all those things. So I was like, this is crazy AI because it has that film feel to it where everything's got so much depth, even between him and the car and the
No, I
and the
had
lady.
I researched it, and he's a little bit younger than me. He was born in '96, so yeah, he's a little bit younger than I am. But to answer the question in the chat, he does fuck, I think, because apparently that song is about something that happened to him and his wife. Like they got pulled over one night after they went dancing or something, and I believe the woman in that video is his wife, like his actual wife.
He's got a jelly roll thing going on then.
He's
Huh?
got well, he's
Except
got
Jelly Roll's wife is looks like a jelly roll.
yeah, he's got the thing that going on. Like anytime a big old cornfed boy gets a little motion, that's like when beautiful women finally take a liking to him. You know, like your whole
Yeah, they
life.
could be
if
high
you're-
school sweethearts though if they live down south.
I reckon so.
And he
Yeah,
kept
but
getting
usually
big, and she kind of stayed the same size. Like
usually if you're like a big old boy, a big corn-fed boy, if you're just a regular fat guy, you'll just meet someone around the same size. But
Yeah.
then if you become like really talented as a country singer or maybe podcaster, you then like beautiful women way skinnier than you will actually take a shine to you. And so that's like how a big fat, big old corn-fed boy can get a little motion. You know what I'm
So
saying?
I have a question for you about Texas. Do you guys have like I don't know what you call them, but they're like dating cookouts?
Dating cookouts.
It's like I think I saw this a couple years ago where like singles people are outside and they have like a wooden dance floor in the grass and they just basically have like a cookout outside. But they were all wearing cowboy hats. And it wasn't like a TV show. They were talking about how this is a way that people in the South meet each other. Like promenade, maybe? I don't know.
I don't know. Like
I don't remember the name of it. I was like, dude, that sounds cool. I would go to one of those.
I know, like, I guess, like, you could. I just remember going, like, growing up. You go to somebody's house and everybody's drinking and having a good time, and then like big corn-fed girls will show up, and all the guys will try.
Well, this thing was specifically like up here in the cities. We have like a singles night or like speed dating or whatever. This was a southern version where they're outside and people go there and the single girls are in one area and the single guys know that. And it's not like a prom, but it's set up for the fact that people could actually meet one another.
No, I don't know anything about that. Usually it's like
I could ask ChatGPT, but
usually it's just like there's a bonfire going and everybody's drinking and some girls show up, or you go to like a honky tonk and do a little two-step.
Yeah, we got that up here. We got some two-stepping up here if you can find it.
Yeah. I feel like saying in tonight. Oh, there's a whole discussion in the chat about how we played that. Or
yeah, I that was a song I was going to play a couple of weeks ago.
Oh, Lee Rector, damn near killed her 420. Thank you.
Thanks for the super chats, guys.
And then we got Michael Rappaport asking for N.W.A. song, the old school, when it was the real shit. Those I guess we'll do that.
Nice guys with attitudes.
Nice.
No, Gimp Gladdy. I saw something on YouTube about it. Like, it wasn't too long ago. Maybe it was longer than. Maybe it was like 5 years ago. I'm gonna look it up. find
Let
out
me
what the name of the
see
thing
here.
is called.
And then what is this? Stack sats save on the blockchain. Hold on one second. What does that mean? What does stack sats mean? I've seen that before.
So Sats is a 1 unit of Bitcoin. So you have a Bitcoin would be 1, but like point 0.0001 is a sat or whatever. I forget how many units it is, but basically it's a piece of a Bitcoin is a sat for Satoshi.
Oh, Satoshi.
Yeah, so it's short for Satoshi, but it's like a piece of a Bitcoin.
Satoshi
And so
Nakamoto.
a lot of people are like, oh, I can't afford a Bitcoin. They're 100K. It's like, no, well, that's not what you do. You stack sats.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Dude, yeah. Dude, I guess, they say time in the market is better than timing the market. But dude, I mean, all of us got killed in the crypto market this last week. Everything took a hit.
I got lucky because when my investment group went wild when Tesla, when Elon went off and Tesla dropped, so all the coaches and everything pulled a bunch of their stuff out. So I pulled a lot of my stuff out into stablecoin, and then I'm probably over invested in White Rock, but White Rock keeps going up, and so
I mean,
I haven't taken
if it keeps going up.
Taking stuff out of there yet, but I pulled out into stable and then I just reinvested this. Can't remember because I took so many naps, but I think yesterday, I put my money back in. It might have been this morning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm heavy in something called XBT, which is the original ticker for BTC.
Yeah, I saw you. And it's basically just like, so on the base chain, there's a CBBTC, which is basically just a coin that's pegged to Bitcoin.
Cock and ball.
So is one XTC the same as one Bitcoin?
Well, that's the meme. So it's like a Bitcoin themed meme coin. So the idea is one XBT equals one BTC, and it's all like the meme of it. I guess like the philosophy of this meme coin is it's all based on the original white paper for Bitcoin.
Yeah.
So it's all like I guess like the philosophically a meme coin based on the original decentralized currency that is Bitcoin as proposed by Satoshi Nakamoto.
Yeah.
And so like with any of these meme coins, it's like the community behind it.
Yeah.
If it's not a rug, if it's not some developer that's going to rug it or a group of people that bought in a bunch of it and are farming it, if it's an actual community coin, then they're all, everybody gets behind it and keeps like perpetrating, keeps repeating the meme, right? And then it goes up in value, and then it.
Yeah,
I guess
I'm in Zeus, and a lot of stuff has happened. So I'm in a meme coin community now myself.
Yes, yeah. You gotta look. It's like they say, you gotta work for your bags. So. Oh, nice. Kenny's here. Evening, boys. Please play Wiggle Stick by Reverend Horton Heat. Mariska Argate. Yes, Mariska Argate to you and yours.
So when I bought Zeus, I went over to Uniswap, traded Ethereum for the Zeus meme coin, and at the time, it's like, hey, you sure you want to do this? This is a token address, but blah blah blah. And I'm like, you have to say yes. All these disclaimers.
Oh, dude, you're not even in the true degen shit like I am. Because
no, I have the Neo. I have Neo Pump, which allows me to buy it at the inception. But so I did that. I put it in my wallet, and then it would show as 0, and then there was all the hype keeps building, and now all of like yesterday, the day before, now it actually shows the value in my wallet, and it just shows like, okay, so it went from here to here. Now it's listed on CoinMarketCap, and so you can watch the layers of like unlock in the community.
Yeah,
and then you get a feeling as if, okay, this could be something.
Yeah, that's the skill of buying meme coins is really just trying to figuring out which ones are not rugs. because I'm fine. The ones I'm in on, even when the whole market kind of dipped pretty hard this last week,
Yeah, that was
I
tough.
if they're I because like I've had meme coins before where like when shit dips, they just go to zero and never come back. Like everybody pulls out, panic
Yep.
sells, it's gone, it's done. But the XBT and Blub, the Pepe of Sui, have been holding up pretty nice. So like XBT took a hard dump, but it's been holding up. It hit a floor finally. Like it kept dipping, and I was like, "Fuck, man, I don't know. This might go to zero." But then it did reach like a point where it was hitting like resistance, and so it
Yep.
hasn't like kept dipping. So the
Yep.
price action is looking nice on it. I think when weekends are usually slow for crypto, so come Monday, I think everything's going to go back up. Who knows? I mean, any market doesn't like uncertainty, whether it's crypto or stock. So, like with all this
Trump Elon bullshit.
hullabaloo,
Yeah.
yeah, this hoopla surrounding Elon and Trump, this feud they got going, that might send the markets once more into a frenzy, and everybody's going to pull out and put everything in the something stable while they watch from the sidelines and wait to buy back in. So that's this whole time with these. There's tariffs and there's no tariffs. Anyone that actually understands markets, which I don't.
Yep.
They sell everything, they pull out, they put everything in just like stable. Whether it's just the money or
That's
some
what
kind
I
of other
did.
thing. And
So I was able to like go through my entire portfolio. Anything that I was in the green, I just cashed out into stable and was like, let's see if this thing's going to plummet down to nowhere. And it stinks if you're in the red because you can't pull out, because then or you can pull out, but it just seems like you can't. And then if it dips and people stay in, I don't know. I was sick of being in the green and all this stuff and then riding it to the bottom and then watching it go back up.
it.
Yeah, so I just friggin' was like, fuck it. All the coaches in my group and everything are doing it, so I guess I'm going to do it. And I did it, and then after like a week and everything calmed down, I reinvested some things. And it was great because I actually went back through all my spreadsheets, started from scratch. Now I have a better system to build and get into this stuff. So,
yeah. I kept trying to, when I first got in on XPT, I bought it like $9 million market cap, so 0.009.
Yeah.
And then it started dipping, so I bought what I thought was the dip at like $5 million market cap, so 0.005. And then it kept dipping. So I bought what I thought was the last dip at like 0.003. And then it kept dipping.
Oh, yeah.
And
So I got
it eventually hit like, I think it bottomed out at like 0.0014, and it's been pinging between that and 0.0019. So that's the floor so far. I think it's not going to go below that. So if I wanted to, I could still buy another dip, but I'm just holding it and being part of the community, posting about it, responding to Cole accounts. I'm in the Telegram.
So I don't want to say how much I put in, but I got into Zeus, which is the first dog meme coin, Pepe's dog on Ethereum, which should have a good community because the guy from Pepe is in it and all those guys. But I got in when it was, so if you guys aren't familiar with meme coins, when they're really fresh, it'll say 0.0 and then there'll be a number that's dropped down. And that's the additional number of zeros that there are before the actual math starts.
Yeah, so if this one is like Pepe, that means the total supply is probably in the trillions.
So I got in at when it was 0.0 to the 12th, like one.
You got in early,
and now it's 0.0 to the 7th, 9.5. So I did pretty well so far, and so now I'm like, if this thing goes really high, dude. I mean, I own a lot of these, and I made decent money already. It's up 616% since I got in.
You got in shit, man. I wish I'd listened to you because I'm not in anything on Ethereum.
So I would honestly, not financial advice, but one thing that I would seriously look into is White Rock. It's still really cheap. It's a utility coin that
We rolling
Trump's in
bold.
on. The creator of Ethereum's in on. BlackRock's in on. It tokenizes the stock market, and you can buy and trade in the stock market on White Rock. And it's
that's
still
sort of
really
like-
early. And I mean, I'm up on this one quite a bit too.
Dude, have you seen that one?
I think I'm up like 380% on this, but it's still cheap. This is at 0.001 cents right now.
Dude, have you seen there's another one like that I don't know if it has any actual bearing on the stock market yet, but the idea of it is it's gonna be like the correction for the S&P 500. That's like the S&P 500 is corrupted.
The S&P 500?
No, it's SPX 6900.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
69 420 dude.
It's called SPX 6900, and it's like the people they're talking about it is like we're gonna flip the S&P 500. This is gonna outperform the actual S&P, and it's gonna fix the problems that are caused by the S&P 500. And I've seen people talking about it, and dude, when I found it when it was dipping, I'm pissed I didn't buy it because when I found it, it was at like 30 cents. So it was. For a meme coin, it was already up there, considering like most meme coins are at like fractions of a penny. This is already at 30 cents. Dude, this fucking thing within the last like couple weeks shot up to like $1.20.
Yeah.
So it did flip. It outperformed the S&P 500.
So I'm nowhere near this. The White Rock coin, it's still early to get into because they have a $1 trillion supply. But you're right. The Zeus coin's even worse. They have a 420.69
So
trillion.
so that's Pepe.
Yeah.
Pepe, because when Pepe started back in 2023, the joke was that it was 420.69 trillion supply. Yeah. But it took off, and so now, like, if you got in Pepe when it started, the market
cap
is
Pepe's dog, dude. It's heavily invested by the same people.
Yeah, the market cap on Pepe now is like 2 or 3 billion, so it's at like 0.0000.
I should probably pull my initial investment out, but I'm a retard, so
yeah, dude, just go to full degen, dude. Ride that, dude. Did you see that fucking that James Wynn guy who had like a 40x long on Bitcoin? That like at one point he could have closed that and made like $80 million.
Yep.
And he rode that shit straight to zero.
Dude, we all do it, dude. I brought it up on the story before, but it was just hilarious when I got Neo Bull X. I started doing the meme coins, and I did them right during the inauguration. So I got like Trump coin, Melania coin. And I was like jamming in early when they were getting created, and there's probably tons of people watching it, and I was made like 2,500 here, 2,500. And so the next day I'm like, Troy, dude, you gotta see this. Hop on Discord.
You told me about it.
And I just freaking in real time, dude. Like he could probably see my eyes getting all glistening, dude. I just freaking dumped it all and lost everything in real time, right?
Dude, you can get rugged easy. It like warps your like. It kind of like liberates you in a way. The way it changes how you think about money, because you like. In real life, spending. Hold on. Oh no, not Steve Wynn. This guy, the guy I'm talking about is James Wynn. I don't know if they're related, but James Wynn is this like crypto whale. He's like a whale wallet.
Yeah.
Who is like famous on Twitter right now because he publicly had a long opened on Bitcoin. So he was trading Bitcoin on like 40 times leverage, and he was at one point he could have closed it, made like 80 million, but then everybody came together and was like, let's liquidate this motherfucker.
Yeah.
And so they were just like, people were trying to drive the price of Bitcoin down enough to liquidate him, and he got liquidated. It went all the way to zero. So it is like it's degen shit, but it's interesting how in real life, like the thought of spending like any amount of money on a real thing, like you go to the store and you're shopping for like canned goods, you know,
Yeah.
like canned corn, you'll sit there and you'll like, you know, deliberate over the price of like the generic brand, which is 80 cents, or like the actual Green Giant, which is like $1.20.
Yeah.
You'll pinch pennies like that, like for like real things.
Yeah.
But then you got these like traders, whether it's stocks or crypto, who are injecting like insane amounts of money, thousands, if not millions of dollars, into like things that aren't real and don't exist. Their whole like relationship with money is
Yeah.
completely different, which is like it is kind of like it's kind of like freeing your mind. Like when you go, yeah, I'll just put like hundreds of dollars into Blub, the Pepe of Sui, the Blub coin, because it's all me. Everything's memes anyway. So
Yeah.
um,
So that's the joke in the poker community for the longest time too, is because you'll have like a ratty t-shirt on and you're like, I don't want to buy a shirt. They're like $20. That's like 25. Sneakers are too expensive. They're like $80. I don't want new sneakers or whatever. And then you go play poker and you take like $2,000, put it on the table. You're like, oh, I got ace king. I got to re-raise to 150. Oh, he re-raised me. I'm in for 450. And you're just jamming thousands of dollars onto the table on your hands. And then you won't spend 2 big blinds for lunch because
right.
I brought my own lunch. It's in my car. Yeah.
I've done that where like I'll go into my Phantom wallet and you know I got like however much Solana in there and just like start throwing crazy money because I'm up on something, you know. So I got money to throw around and just start throwing like crazy money on the dumbest shit of all time. You know, just like doo-doo diarrhea cum coin. But like when I go grocery shopping, I'm like, should I get the box of actual Cinnamon Toast Crunch or the bag of malto meal?
Yeah. You're like, I don't want to
cinnamon
spend
toasters.
I'm not going to go to the movies and buy dinner. It's going to be like $40-$60. And then you'll be like, okay, but I'll put 0.2 Solana on diarrhea doo-doo coin.
Yeah.
And watch you get rugged by a bunch of
just
Indian
getting
kids,
rugged dude. All just like before I even get out of bed, just getting rugged.
Oh yeah,
like
I forgot you're in bed on your phone, dude.
Yeah, I'm just in bed on my phone, just playing around with my Phantom wallet, and then it's like, well, time to go to work. I've lost $2,000.
See, at least like I'm a professional. I log in. I got double monitors. I'm on my computer. I lose my money a sophisticated way. I'm sitting upright in a chair.
I have the thing. I have like the Google Chrome extension where I can connect my Phantom wallet and do it all on the computer.
Yeah.
But I'm usually just like laying in bed on my phone. And it did, by the way, the app doesn't even work that well, so I'm constantly like having a troubleshoot, like even getting it to work.
You're on your deck screener, you're on that, you're on Telegram, all on your phone.
Yeah, I'm on deck screener watching the price move, and then when it gets to like a target, I go, oh shit. And then I got to go back to Phantom Wallet to sell it.
in your fucking skivvies, dude, laying in bed.
Yeah. So I've had mornings.
That's the best.
I've had mornings where before work, before I even clock in for work, I've made like thousands of dollars. Yeah. And then I've had mornings where I've lost as much. it's like, and then I clock in to make like no money at work, and I just feel fucking stupid. I'm like, why am I? I have no clue what I'm doing. I don't understand any of like life as it is now, because before I even clocked in today, I made like 9 paychecks.
Yeah.
But that's hey, folks. That's how crypto liberates us regular folk, because the financial sector has been rigged and dominated by those in charge for so long. Now the regular guy's a fighting chance with diarrhea coin and debt. I saw one that was pumping yesterday called Debt Coin, which is just
I love. So what gets me is have you heard of like what's it called? It's an app called the Rocket Money or something.
Rocket Money, the one that finds your subscriptions and cancels them?
Yeah. Yes. What's great about that app? It's a subscription model.
So you subscribe to an app that unsubscribes to other apps?
Yeah, so I'm like, oh, dude, this is so friggin'. This is why you got to respect Jewish people, dude. because they come up with the idea of like, okay, how do we farm people that forget about their subscriptions and get them on our subscription and so they get rocket money. And so when you put it together and you put all your data in there, then you have to sign up for subscriptions and it goes through, and then they'll argue your subscriptions and utilities for you to like try to get the prices down. But that's kind of like how meme coins are. Like, to me, you're going in with something you shouldn't be doing and it's bullshit, and you're jamming all your money in there, and they know you're addicted. And even though you just got rugged, you're just bought with that cupcake again. You're like, okay, what else? What else is going to make me a millionaire? And you get rugged over and over again.
It's bad, but you know what though? It's like my whole life I was shown that the stock market was like a legitimate form of investing in a way to, turn your money into more money. And it's the same shit. I mean, it's like if you go into a single stock, unless you're already wealthy and can buy Tesla or Nvidia, if you're trying to do the stock market and trade and find gems and all that, you can get rugged on stocks. You'll buy some shit, it'll dump, and if it gets below $1, it's if a stock goes below $1, it doesn't meet the qualifications for maintaining a NASDAQ listing.
Yeah.
So then if it's below $1 for too long, they'll either initiate a reverse split. So like whatever you bought, have less of, and the average cost is higher. So that can happen. Like you'll buy let's say you buy a stock at like 4 cents, hoping to do some day trading. So you're like, I'm buying at 4, I'll sell at 12. So you buy like 10,000 of them. You could buy at 4, it dumps to 2. They do like 100-to-1 reverse split. So now where you had like 10,000 before, now you only have 1,000, and your average cost is like now like $20 or something. You know what I mean? And then it can dip again, and they could do another reverse split to where you're just like, there's no way to ever make that money back. There's no chance this fucking thing is going to go to $1,500 a share or whatever. Well, or it could just get delisted. Like you could buy a stock and then it's just not on. They just take it off the NASDAQ and now you don't even know where it is. So it's like, with meme coins, I mean, yeah, you can get rugged, but it's all the same thing. It's all the fucking same thing. It's just like with crypto, at least you have like a fighting chance because the stock market, Citadel, after the dumb money thing, the GameStop thing in 2020, Citadel, that big hedge fund, developed the high frequency trading algorithms, those like these AI bots, where they can now effectively just go in and manipulate the price on everything.
Yeah.
And you really, the game you're trying to play is like, how do I get in and out of this before I get rugged by Citadel?
And so stock market, the reason I like crypto and utility coins within the crypto market, at least the ones that I'm dealing with, there's actual businesses that you're supporting that your money goes into that's being utilized. So the stock market used to be, here's a business, we want to expand. How do we crowdsource money? We'll go public. People can buy our stocks, and then we can sell the stocks as we need it to reinvest in the company. And as the company grows, more people want the stock, and you helped us out, we help you. Now it's not that. It's just gambling. So when you tune in and you watch those like Twitch streamers or like YouTube streamers that are like, oh, I'm a day trader.
Yeah.
And they're like sweating and they're like, okay, it's going up now. It's pumping. Here's my line here. Okay, I'm going to short it here. Okay, I double shorted. Let's go double long. Okay, I'm going to react.
That shit's crazy.
And they're just scalping back and forth. They're just stealing other people's money though in the end of the day. Like,
right.
Like when people are watching like, oh man, this person is such a good trader. It's like, you forget that there's another person on the end of the line getting fucked and losing all their money. That person's taking.
It's a solo venture for sure, and it's like
So with the
expression is your liquidity is my lunch.
Yeah. So when I'm getting into like VFAT.io, or I'm getting into Aerodrome, or I'm getting into like White Rock or whatever, one of the things that's on my list, it's got to be a legitimate utility with a business, with employees that are trying to accomplish something, that somebody's actually paying for the service, and then you're getting a percentage of the service for investing and letting them borrow money. So it's not like you're just like, basically with a meme coin, if I got in early and I make a lot of money, even though I do have Zeus or whatever, all I'm doing is taking that money from other people that join the community later on.
Yeah. You're using everyone as exit liquidity.
Yeah. So whereas White Rock and these other companies that I mentioned earlier, people are on there paying fees to use the services, and then part of that goes in and out, and so you're part of the business. People voluntarily needed something from the company that you're part of, and they're willing to pay for it, and you get a percentage. That feels a lot nicer to me than trying to scalp strangers. I know other cultures don't care as much, where they're just rugging people all day.
Well, you know what's interesting is
not for me.
You're now, because like crypto's been around long enough, and meme coins are starting to coalesce into something. You're starting to see like certain meme coins actually maintain, like, hold value.
Yeah,
because like Martin Shkreli, that goblin,
yeah,
the ghoulish prince of darkness.
I don't hate him as much as everybody else, but go on.
He's a fun Twitter follow.
They actually mentioned him. Remember that Wu-Tang song that we listened to that was AI?
Yeah,
I forgot. Yeah. I re-listened to it a couple times since then, and they mentioned him in that song because he bought that single album, Wu-Tang album. But
yeah, but he was on Twitter for a while, just on this tirade months and months ago, condemning anyone that was in on Fartcoin, that had bought Fartcoin, and he was saying this shit's going to zero. You're fucking stupid. I'm going to short Fartcoin, which I don't even know what instrument you use to short a meme coin. But yeah. He was, so when Fartcoin finally dipped below $1 and started dipping, he was like, haha, gotcha.
Yeah.
But then it went back up. So like it was like, it had its big like rocket moon, where it got like to over $1. And then it went back down to like 30 cents, and people thought, "Oh, Fartcoin is dead."
That's pretty good. Did you see what Robbie put in the chat? If you short
Fartcoin, you short it.
Yeah,
I like that. That's good.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
But then it went back up, so now it's like holding over $1 again, and the same thing is now happening with the SPX 6900, where that's holding pretty well over $1.
Yeah.
So now it's like, whatever these like meme coins are, these not real securities or whatever you want to call them, seem to now like start or are now like becoming assets. Like, just because I guess like because of the faith people have in them, or the fact that people are willing to believe in meme coins and actually buy them and trade them, they're holding value. Like, I don't know how long it's gonna last, but it's now becoming like more of a legit. It's like now you can outperform the actual S&P 500 just by buying the SPX 6900 meme coin.
So technically, Bitcoin is a meme coin.
Sure.
So like, there's no company wrapped around it. There's individuals like Jameson Loop, that's like really big supporter and working on the new technology and the voting and all that stuff. But Bitcoin itself, it's just the one that everybody chose. But then if you take something like
the small in penis 500, that's good.
But there's other ones where there's actually a utility that you're buying into when you get into the community.
Sure.
So all you're really doing is saying like, I don't know, like, when you're all just agreeing that this thing has value.
Yes.
And you're like, I don't want to put it here, so where else can we put it that we can trade it with one another easier? And so it's the technology of blockchain, proof of work, and proof of state in Hashgraph now that's important, because it allows individuals to bypass the centralized system and get money to people everywhere. And I mean, it's happened already when Venezuela a couple of years ago was going through all that bullshit. People were able to use cryptocurrency to pay for supplies and have them smuggled into the country when the government was like letting people starve to death and they were like eating their pets and stuff.
Yeah. Crypto is cool in that way. Like you do have to. I mean, you have to be your own bank. You got to like keep your seed phrase secure and be responsible. But yeah, it's like if you go, if you got like, if you actually have money, like tens of thousands of dollars in the bank, and you go to the bank and you try to pull out like 20 grand, 30 grand, whatever. They're not just going to give you your money. They're going to make it. They're going to make it such a pain in the ass for you to get it. So then it's like the question is like, well, is my money actually my money?
Yeah.
Whereas like with crypto, it's like, yeah, it's your money. Be as stupid with it as you want. You can do whatever you want with it.
And it does get scary. I was transferring like some big money for me, a couple of tens of thousands the other day. And I still do like another little test.
That is scary.
Right,
like
here we go.
Shit from a wallet
to
anywhere is like, damn, this is fucking terrifying.
Because if you fuck up, there's nothing you can do.
I've heard some horror stories. I read one. I don't know how these.
The most I've ever lost is 1,000.
Yeah, I saw something. I guess these might just be like the Penthouse forum version of like crypto horror stories. They may not be real, but they're fun to read. And I saw one the other day with this guy, like, hit it big on Peanut. Remember that squirrel they killed? Yeah. So this guy made like $900,000 on Peanut. And the thing I read was he went to some party and was trying to impress these girls, and went to transfer that money to some wallet. I don't know but he said he fucked up the address and sent like $600,000 to nowhere. So then he was trying to win it back on other meme coins, and then just took that entire 900,000 he initially won. He just took it right back down to zero.
I can see that happening.
Yeah, and that's like
because you get on tilt and you're like,
and then you fuck up. Yeah. You're trying to send it to some exchange or something. You fuck up the address.
So I had bought. So for a while there was all these weed coins, THC coin, cannabis coin.
Oh yeah,
hemp coin, and at the time I was using Bittrex website, but then they kind of pulled a fucking a Robin Hood on people where there was a fork on this coin that they were holding, and some of the big whales were going to get fucked during this split, and some of the people like myself couldn't make a lot of money, and they shut the exchange so that we couldn't trade.
Yeah.
And so I was like, I got to get my money off there. So I was pulling my money off, and I didn't quite understand wallet addresses, and I had 1,000 cannabis coin, which his symbol was THC, and then I had $1,000 in THC coin, whose symbol was hemp, and then I had 1,000 in hemp coin, whose symbol was I don't remember.
Right,
and I ended up sending $1,000 in cannabis coin to a hemp coin address, and I fucked it up. And so I was like, oh, and then I tried to get help online.
Old as time.
Yeah, and so then I went online to try to get help, dude. And all these freaking Indian scammers, and this is like a decade ago.
Yeah, you're not going to find
give me
anything.
A seed wallet. Give this. I'll show you how to do this. Oh, it's only send $200 to this Bitcoin address, and I'll help you do it. And I was like, I'm not sending $200 to a random person to like.
Yeah.
So I couldn't get any help. So it's just
I've gotten scammed. I've gotten the common scam on Telegram is like when a coin just shits the bed and you're in the Telegram group, you'll start getting these messages from like the admins in the group that's like, okay, so this one fucking sucks. We're going to launch a version 2. So any tokens you still have, send to this address.
Yeah.
And then DM me the transaction and your Solana wallet address, and we'll send you the new ones.
Yeah.
Well, if you do that and you DM them, you're not getting a response ever. So it's like, you'll send your tokens to whatever address they give. And then you go, hey, here's my Solana address and my transaction. And you might get like a thumbs up and some guy be like, okay, cool, buddy, stand by. And then you're never going to hear from that guy again. Because all they're doing, it's like such a such a low rent scam because all they're doing is taking like
$20 from you.
yeah. they're just gonna sell it and just take the scraps or whatever it's worth, which is like $20. So I guess if enough people do this, they can make like $1,000. Enough people fall for this scam. So that's a common one on Telegram. And I've had one where some guy was trying to get me to like connect my wallet to a Telegram thing, and he said you need to enter your seed phrase, and I was like, yeah, I'm not that stupid. Like I know I'm like kind of new to all this, but I know better than to enter that anywhere.
Oh, they must be crushing the boomers because my email address, well, most of them are private, but I'll get like your Coinbase thing is just sent $500. If this wasn't true, click here and reset your password. And I don't have a Coinbase account, so I know it's fake. But they're just throwing out all these phishing emails, and I can see people's like brain shutting off. I'm like, oh no, and they're in a panic, and
that's when they got to call in the beekeeper.
They put everything in. So, have you ever been scammed in real life? I was just thinking about this. So I remember the first time I got scammed, I was like 16, and we didn't have many black people in my area, my neighborhood. In the city we did, but not in my suburbia. And it's funny because this guy's name on his house was David Wright, and I lived up the street and I was David Wright. But anyways, he's like, hey, come here, man. I got something for you. He's like, you don't know anybody who needs a symbol, do you? He's like, I got to get rid of this symbol. And it was a stand-up.
Like a swastika?
No, like a swastika. No, a stand-up like symbol, right?
Oh, like a zildjian.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so it was the stand and the thing, and he's like, I'll let it go cheap for $20. And I was like, he's like, I don't have any money on me. And he's like, that's perfect, man. He's like, I'll tell you what, you take it with you today. You look like an honest guy. You can come back tomorrow and give me the $20. So I was like, okay. So I was like, sucker or whatever, right? But I was like, I was going to pay it, but I brought it to my buddy's band, and I was like, hey, do you guys need this? I paid $20 for it. You can have it for 20. So my buddy buys it for me with 20. I take that 20. I knock on that guy's door. I was like, hey, is David here? And they're like, no. He's like, oh, could you give him this $20? He sold me a symbol the other day. I'm done with it, I think. Well, I'm living at my buddy's house at the time. And the guy knocks on the door and says, hey, Dave bought a symbol from me. He owes me $20. I had to walk here because I don't have a car. Could you just give me the $20? And then when you run into Dave, he gives you the 20. And so my buddy's sister is like, sure. So she gives him $20. He does it to my buddy's father, my buddy's wife, my buddy. So awesome. I'm coming home. Yeah, dude, he rocks, dude. So I'm coming home and I'm like, everybody stop giving people $20 in my name. Stop it. So he ended up getting me for like $120 because I felt bad and I paid everybody that he like whatever. So then I knocked on his door and I was like knocking because of the scam dude, and he just never answered the door. And I'm like 16, so what am I gonna like do? And he didn't break any rules either, because I went to my buddy and I was like, well, you know, I got scammed. He's like, did he forcefully take the money from anybody or did they hand him $20? He's like, no, everybody voluntarily just gave him $20, no questions asked.
Oh, so you're all just retarded.
Yeah. So
there's no crime committed. You're all just very stupid.
Yeah. Shout out to the Dave Wright that lived up the street from me that scammed me out of 120. And this is an old dude too. He was, I don't know, he might have been like 25 because I was like 16. But he if I had to guess, I think he was like in his late 30s. But he could have been 20, and it just seemed really old to me.
Right.
At the time, yeah.
Yeah, like the Gen Alpha kids now, I see it on Twitter all the time. Like they're like, man, you're 23, you're already washed. And they're so old. And I do remember thinking like that. I remember being like 15 and thinking like, man, 23 is like ancient, you know, and then eventually, and then you start hitting the age where you go, no, like 33 is young, actually.
Yeah.
You get to that point where you go, no, I'm actually still very young, which I am. But I've been scammed before. I've had a Hasidic landlord, so I've been scammed.
When I was like, I would say like 35 or so, I was at my friend's house and she was like, her kids came in the room and she was like, say hi to Mr. Wright, everybody. And like her kids like, hi, Mr. Wright. Hi, Mr. Wright. And I was like, you son of a bitch. Just at 35, making you feel old, having her like three-year-old and like 7-year-old
Yeah.
call you Mr. Wright. That was
I
like
gotta
the
fight
first
that.
time I felt like old.
I have to fight that compulsion now because I guess this is the thing that happens when you get older. That all the shit you grew up with, you feel like you are like the protector of it, or you have some like in more intimate knowledge with it than anybody else would. In spite of the fact
Go
that
on.
everybody just, well, you
I
know,
don't-
like if like a younger person, I guess like the feeling I have when it comes to, I don't know, let's say something like Hey Arnold,
Okay.
or
Oh, yeah.
Rocco's, like the things of my generation. That's sort of like a compulsion as you get older when you look at younger people and you go, man, y'all don't know shit about shit.
Yeah.
You ain't seen Doug. Or you
Yeah.
don't know about Doug. But then
You don't
it's
know
I
about
have
it.
to.
You don't know about what was he, an armadillo in
He was a
board shorts?
wallaby in
Well, oh
Rocco's
yeah,
Modern
wallaby and
Life. He's a
board shorts.
wallaby.
Yeah.
But I have to like fight that and remind myself that everybody has access to the sum total of all human knowledge on the internet now.
Yeah.
So like anything anyone wants to know about, they could like find, they could catch up on it pretty quick.
Yeah,
So
like when
it's
we
not
played
like I have like any understanding or greater connection with anything than anyone else would have.
yeah, like
That
we used to
happened
play
the other
trivia
day.
and it used to be like a big deal. Now it's still kind of a big deal like at the Jeopardy level, but it's also like it's pretty easy to get all that information. You don't have to go to the library, you don't need encyclopedias, you didn't have to be there. You know.
Yeah, there was this thing. Boomers are bad about this, like because I saw this thing on. There was a thing that was going viral on Twitter the other day where it was like a post where somebody was like, "This woke generation, they couldn't make this show today," and it was just a picture of Archie and Edith's chairs,
Yeah.
like they're empty chairs,
I saw this and I kind of
and
ignored it.
then yeah, and then Cat Turd quote tweeted it. Everybody loves Cat Turd. We're all in the Cat Turd army.
Dude, how can you kind of like that guy after you've seen what he looks like, dude?
He's so buffoonish.
After he got
but
doxxed, it's
he's
like
just
his
the
whole
new,
his whole career should have been over after he got doxxed, dude.
Yeah,
When he was just a
looks-
cat avatar, then fine. But when he was that guy, his whole career should have ended. So it's everybody else's fault that still
Yeah,
follows him.
but then Cat Turd quote tweeted it and said, these young ones, these YNs or whatever he said, they couldn't handle it if they did make it today, or they couldn't handle it if they saw it. And I'm like, do you think this is like forbidden knowledge, this show?
Yeah.
Anyone who wants to watch this or find out what this is can watch every single episode. It's at their fingertips.
Yep.
So it's not like you are possessing something that people don't have access to. It's probably the cornerstone of television. This sitcom from the 70s. It like sets the foundation for every single TV show that would come after it. Maybe young kids don't know about it just because they haven't been introduced to it yet, but it's not like they don't have access. They could find it pretty quickly and catch up on that.
Here's the thing, couple things. One, everybody's actually not monolithic. So when they're like, oh, in ancient Greece, it was like this, and it's like, actually there was multiple territories in ancient Greece, and there was like 4 huge ones, and they were all very different. And so we look at like, oh, millennials are like this, and Gen X are like this, and it's like, no, if you go to any of those groups, there's people that you would get along with and don't. There's a predominant stereotype of that group.
I think it's all marketing. I think all this like distinction they try to make between generations, Gen Alpha, Gen Z, millennials, Gen X, boomers. I don't think you start seeing that until advertising happens. So like, I think it's just like to create a demographic and then have like that certain age group so that you can sell things to them. So that like when they're cooking up like how they're going to peddle shit to people, they know like how to cater to a certain demographic. That's why like I'm very wary or try to distance myself from associating with like generations because it's like I think it's just advertising. I think like it's all set up to just be like a marketing campaign.
There is some like you have different lived experiences, but like I was actually, and I had to stop myself. Dan Soder had Jordan Jensen on this week, and they were trashing Gen X, saying the boomers get so much hate, but the Gen X didn't stop them. They didn't tell them to put down the gun. And it's like, and I started to go, my first instincts were, what were we supposed to do, dude? Like we were doing our best, but like the government just rolls over everybody. And then I was like, stop. You're not really a label like he's created. Like, but I did kind of for like 5 minutes take it personal that he was trashing Gen X. But it's like, yeah, there's a lot of Gen X people that went corporate, just like there's a lot of hippies like
Sure.
Bill Clinton and Hillary Clinton were hippies, and then they got into government.
Go corporate, dude. I would love to sell.
I am one of the few that kind of like I don't see myself as corporate. I've never had a corporate gig or whatever. But people have to survive and pay their families, so you all can't stay like or whatever.
You know who never sold out? Joe DeRosa.
Yeah. And no, but it's not even selling out. It's just like it's you're just living your life in the direction that you need to go for you. You know what I mean? Right. I don't know. So, but I do see. So I recently got on the dating apps for a little bit, Dalton.
Oh, is anyone here on the apps? Who's single?
So who's single? Who's on the apps here? Are you on you ladies in the front? You on the apps? What apps are you on? But it is interesting because if you go on there, right, and they let you pick your politics, and you do have certain people that, like the first line is like, if you voted for Trump, swipe left.
Oh,
there's a lot of that in this area.
Bento. You guys are great together.
And
what is that name? What is that? Brazilian? Portuguese?
João Bento. Wow Bento. Wow Bento. Is that 2 pesos?
That's 2 quid.
So there is a lot of people that have like, if you're a Trump supporter or you're not a feminist, like, so there is some people that their whole bio is strictly their political beliefs. But if you just match with people based on like some of their stuff, like it's basically looks, because you don't get to read enough about them, but basically looks, and you start talking to somebody past the political stuff that's on there, most of like even the younger people that I talk to that say liberal weren't what colored haired fat people that want to trans the kids, like the media and the news trying to make. They're just people that are like, yeah, I'm kind of liberal, but I'm still looking to have a life or whatever. So I didn't really see the actual like propaganda / advertising versus the actual thing. If you just drop the labels when you're talking to people, don't usually match up. People aren't as crazy as they.
No.
They want to make it all seem.
Dude, I was devastated earlier today though. I really have been having to reevaluate everything because I took one of those online like personality quizzes to see where I fall on
the quadrant ones.
The woke chud axis. And so it's like there's like axe chud is woke.
Yeah.
Axe chud is chud. Axe woke is chud. Or axe woke is woke. Or whatever, and I fell into axe woke is woke, and I was like, I thought myself, I believe myself to be a woke chud. That I do have chud tendencies. I act chud, but still I'm very progressive. But it turns out I'm just woke. I'm just like a lib, dude. Full libtard.
Dude, you're a libtard, dude.
Yeah.
I
said that I disagree with land acknowledgements. I think they're stupid.
Well, we won't tell Nikki Champagne when she comes on after the Beekeeper 2 premieres. No,
Robbie took it, and he got like dead center. Like he's not any. He's in the realm between realms. He's the chud between chuds. He's not anything.
When I first started here, you know, I have like many of my friends are of the libertarian persuasion, but not the libertarian stuff that you see online, like principled and cap type stuff. I won't get into here because everybody hates it. And a lot of people are like, "Oh, how do you deal with like Dalton? How do you deal with Robbie?" And it's like they're just real people. Like you just go on there and it's like the arena of ideas. It's like a funny joke. But you just have respect for people that have different opinions that don't write you off for having a different opinion. It's like everybody's like, oh, you know, we're the tolerant ones. They're actually the fake tolerant ones. Like, no, both sides have people that just aren't tolerant and they don't listen to other ideas and they can't be friends with somebody that they don't think exactly like. And that's pretty fucking boring.
Yeah, I mean, when you think about it,
you know,
both sides are kind of the same.
Yeah.
But it was so funny, by the way, dude, with that little like squabble I got into with Howling Mutant. That was so funny how much
is that still going on?
No, he's moved on to I think he's like replying to Anna Katchian's tweets now.
I don't know.
But it was so funny how much that was pissing him off, me saying that. And I'm like, isn't your whole I was like, your whole fucking thing is like being ironic, but you like why is this upsetting you? Like you can't see that this is like a joke that I'm doing? But I guess it's like you know, for me, none for thee. Like he gets to be the ironic, funny, edgy guy, and then when anyone else does it, he just gets mad about it and tells you that you're lame for resorting to irony to deflect.
Well, it's like
okay, the picture of Dennis Hopper. I don't know who you are. Like your whole
was
thing
hilarious. Like, Toad, I was actually on Toad's side like a month ago or whatever, defending him in the comments.
At no point have I ever been on Toad's side, and I think he's blazingly fucking stupid.
So I was defending him on something that happened in the comments that somebody was taking out of contents, and then Toad got mad at me and was like, "That's not what happened." I was like, "Dude, I'm literally fucking got you back here," and he blocked me. So I was like, all right, whatever, tough guy, you blocked me. And then like a week later, he put out the WW3 song, dude. He got toasted from work. And I was like, hey, you know, not the first person that blocked me that makes bad decisions.
Yeah, he is like a Goliath.
He was on the most recent
stupid.
He was on the most recent episode of LOS. I haven't finished
it. But they were clowning on him.
But he's applying for the Biggest Loser, whatever, so he could get tickets to Skankfest.
Just fucking
willingly
submitting yourself to humiliation rituals instead of just like not saying the N-word publicly.
I get the bit.
We should have him back
like
on.
It's just funny how they were like, Jay and all them were like, this poor guy doesn't have one friend in his life that told him this was a bad idea. And what's crazy, it's the exact opposite. I don't watch Tower Gang anymore, but I can almost guarantee you that Clint, Top Lobster, Cole, probably not Jose, maybe Jose, egged him on to do that. It's the exact
so
opposite. They probably egged him on to do it.
And he keeps trying to frame it with this like libertarian ideology that it's like I'm a warrior fighting against corporate cancel culture. And it's like, man, I think the only time what you did would not have gotten you fired is like before the Civil Rights Act. Like everything leading up to like 1964, I guess you would have been fine with that. But it's like for the last like 50, 60, 70 years, it's been implicitly understood that if I'm seen by millions of people saying the N-word, that might create some instability with my employment.
Did you see the video of the guy that was claiming he works for corporations doing social media vetting? And when
I need to correct Drew Huntley real quick. Toad is not the character in you're thinking of Frog. Frog is the character in Chrono Trigger who is actually some kind of he's like a guy who got turned into a frog. And his ultimate weapon is the Masamune. Go ahead. Continue.
I was just saying there was a guy on there saying that his job is a social media and digital footprint analyzer. And he's like, if you got a good resume and you're applying to jobs, he's like, they do background checks of your digital footprint. And I do that for a living. And he goes back through it and he's like, you might thought it was funny when you were 12 and you said X, Y, or Z.
Now
He's
that's
like,
scary.
yeah, he's like, I find that and it goes on your record, and these corporations don't want to deal with it because it can cause headaches for them. And so it's like, yeah, so I've known this. I mean, I have my life set up in a manner that there's not one like direction, I guess, that they could cut me off unless they went full like Kanye on me or whatever, and Chris Cantwell or Tate Brothers, and they cut your bank accounts and everything from the real world. But I mean, if you want to be what Toad's doing, you can't. I mean, I'm not 100% sure. And I guess it doesn't matter because I think he did digital tech and analysis for Walmart. So it's like,
yeah, he had a pretty cushy corporate job, and
so now that's a pretty big name that's not going to allow you to friggin',
I mean, dude, like working for.
If you want to say the N word, you got to work at Target.
Working for a corporation at like any level above like warehouse, all you got to do to keep your job is just not say the N word too publicly. It's so simple. It's so easy, and he just couldn't do it. And it's like, okay, well now for the rest of the time, you're relegated to either, working as an entertainer, fat chance for that. So now you got to be a free speech warrior, i.e., a grifter, for like the rest of time. If you want to,
I will say this though. I will say this, and this is not to defend.
Thank you, Pandatron. You should at least get one. Yeah. At least get off with a warning.
Yeah, an N warning.
But he said a lot of N's, dude. He posted that fucking video. He was saying N's and HHs. And it's like, that's enough for like any company to be like, all right, man, you can't.
It is. I mean, it's kind of funny because he's taking the craziest song ever, which is obviously Kanye razzing on himself.
It's a hat on a hat, though. It's like
playing it on a ukulele.
But here's the thing, Dave.
Here's the other thing too. Classes. He wanted that to go viral. He got his wish, dude.
You never took improv classes. There's a concept in comedy that you learn in improv class called a hat on a hat, where if you already have a joke, there doesn't need to be another layer of funny on top of it, because that kind of negates like what's already funny.
Whoa.
So like,
don't get fired.
NEGATE.
Okay.
So it's like the song that Kanye made, the Hell Hitler
I wanted to
song.
make a Darkwing Duck joke about the black Dave Wright that lives down the street from me earlier, but I didn't say what kind of Dave Wright he was.
Right.
I didn't know if the audio was clear enough.
Well, listen, Kanye, or I guess as he wishes to be known. Oh shit! Hold on, my head. Okay, there we go. My headphones messed up.
Yeah, don't deadenate. Yay. Yeah.
He made a song called "Hail Hitler." That's the most ridiculous,
it's
funniest thing anyone's ever done. It's hilarious. It's ridiculous. To then do a ukulele like 2011 white girl cover of it in that way is a hat on a hat. It's not like you're gonna. It's actually detracting at that point. It's like if you mix too many colors together, like paint.
I can see that.
You just get doo-doo, right? So you got to be like, select. You got to be, you know what I mean? Selective, and you got to understand how things mix and how these things work together. So it's like, the Kanye song is already ridiculous and exaggerative and hilarious. The ukulele cover it's not making it better. It's not like, oh, this is you made it funnier. This is like a novelty that's only, maybe like these fucking dipshit fucking far right libertarian accounts will tell you that this is a good bit because you're all in the same ecosystem, but this shit sucks. And it's only going to hurt you. And
here's the thing I will say.
So now he's fucking going on a tirade every goddamn day about how he's suffered some
I don't see it. He has me
injustice.
blocked. So
Well, I see it, and I have to stop myself from telling him, just going in there and telling him what a fucking idiot he is, because that ain't gonna do me no good. But he's on a fucking, this warpath every day about how he suffered some great wrong, and he's a victim of. He keeps framing it as cancel culture, and it's like, first off, we're past that anyway. That happened for like a couple of years. That doesn't happen anymore in any industry. You got fired for being a fucking idiot. You know what I mean? It's not like you said something kind of off kilter and a TV show fired you for like you telling a joke. You said the N-word, and then a corporation said you're a liability to this company.
yeah, so here's the thing. This is what I was going to say earlier. So it does kind of suck that people can say a word, and then they want to take away your livelihood and your ability to like get like food or whatever. So I get that. The slippery slope for me that I'm concerned about is you say stuff on social media, you get fired from your job. It's a consequence to your free speech. It's not the government arresting you, but what's happening in places like the UK and stuff is people are actually starting to get arrested for saying this stuff from the government, but they don't have free speech there.
They're British. Who cares?
I hear that. What I'm saying is I just hope that they don't start, the government doesn't stop coming in, especially with Trump and all this Israel buddies in the same bed together. If you start saying certain things about that and it becomes, the government starts getting locked into it, then it is a violation of free speech, and it is very dangerous because it starts off with now you get fired from your job and everybody's like, yeah, of course you get fired from your job. You're not supposed to say that stuff. And then people get used to that. And then it moves to the next level and they're like, yeah, of course you get thrown in jail for saying that. You know what I mean? So I just don't want it to go down that slippery
backsliding
slope
into fascism
where you start getting, you can't say certain stuff. And
Very
people are like, well, what's the big
1984.
deal? It's not like if he's going to keep saying the N-word, then I don't care that he's independently wealthy. He's got to go to jail and learn his lesson not to say it. And that's when it starts to get pretty shaky, you know? Because here's my other thing too with slurs at all is, and I mentioned this the other day, and I was curious, like if a slur isn't used as a slur, is it still a slur? Meaning, if you're not saying it hateful at somebody and you're just saying it, doesn't it take on a different connotation?
I guess, but
Like if a tree falls in the woods and no one's there to hear it. So if you say the N-word and there's no N-words around to hear it, did you really say a slur?
Oh no,
You know?
well, no, I agree with that. Yeah, if there's none around, let it rip. But
I'm saying like,
know,
like if you call somebody that and they're like, only get mad if they think they are that. So if you're not one of those, then why are you upset? It's just a word.
Language is very powerful, and it's sort of like memes, and that we have a lot of faith in language and we believe in it, and that's what gives it.
Well, there's spells.
That's what makes
That's why you
work.
spell a word is spelt. You're
Sure.
casting a spell, then they get a chemical reaction. I just don't. I do think some people's feelings matter to an extent, and I do think it's crummy to go to somebody, look them in the eyes, and use a slur in a hateful manner against them, right? But there's jokes that words are used and these slurs are used that it's meant to make people have the reaction of laughter.
Sure,
And
but
at
I mean
some
that's
point-
also like
And then it becomes,
that
it's the
requires a
Patrice
lot of
O'Neal thing.
creativity and precision. Like when Louis does his
Yeah.
bit about the N-word and he says it, it's like
Dave Smith has a good one too, by the way.
no, he doesn't. Louis
Yeah,
has
he
a
does.
good one though, and
Dave Smith does too.
But when Louis does that, it's like he's taking quite a leap. Like that's a big risk, but
Yep.
he's doing it with such like precision crafting that he earns it. Where I've seen people be very reckless with it. Where I guess it is funny how brash they're being, but it's
Yep.
like man,
Like Joey
people are-
Diaz.
yeah, or there was a guy, dude. There's this fucking like autistic Chinese guy in New York who calls himself Phil 987, and he would go on stage and he would just be dropping hard R's during his set. And
Yeah.
it was hilarious because he was just like a severely like mentally challenged Chinese guy saying the N-word. But it wasn't. I mean, honestly, some of his jokes were pretty funny.
Well, it's like Patrice says when it's like, so granted, if no one laughs, then you failed, the joke failed or whatever. But if it's coming, I do you think that when Toad sang that, it was coming from a place of hatred, where he's trying to be hateful towards Jewish people and black people?
Yeah.
I don't think he was. I think he was just being retarded and thought it was funny. And that's different than going up to somebody in the street full of hate and like wanting to fight them and calling them slurs to their face.
Yeah, there is a Phil 987 bit. I should tell you. There's one that always stuck with me. I'm trying to remember how it went, but it was something like, why doesn't Harlem use trees for public transportation? You get it?
No.
Why doesn't... Harlem is a predominantly black neighborhood, right?
Yeah. Okay.
So he's saying, why don't they use the trees as public transportation? Insinuating that
I didn't have my Anthony Cumia cap on.
Swinging from the trees like simians.
Yes.
So that's one.
That's the thing. I see us all as bipedal.
And he did have
primates.
He had a really good one where he goes. This was like right after Louis had Louis just gotten in trouble for jacking off in front of people, in front of ladies. He said, I don't think what Louis C.K. did was that bad for a Mexican.
Yeah.
So that's a good one.
I remember when that came out and I made a joke and it actually got some attention on my whole account, but it was just basically saying that Louis C.K. went from being Jewish to Mexican in one news cycle. Yeah. It's similar to it's similar to Harvey Weinstein, where he's greatest Jewish producer of all time, and then you get the Me Too and like white evil man. It's like yeah.
Jews are conditionally either Jewish or white depending on what they've done.
Yeah. They shapeshift them sometimes on their own. Sometimes it's done for them to put them out of the clan.
Dude, by the way, I just remember dude, do you know about the Fantastic Beasts movies? They're the prequel Harry Potter
to the
series.
X-Men?
No.
The prequel to the X-Men? Oh,
no, that would be better. No. They're like Harry Potter. It's like in the world of Harry Potter, but it takes place like in the 20s or 30s or something.
Oh no, I saw the young X-Men movie or something.
They're part of the wizarding world. They're prequels to Harry Potter. Dude,
okay.
I saw something the other day. Ron Perlman is in the first one, I think, and he plays a character. He plays like a goblin character, and like Ron Perlman in real life is Jewish, and it's just, dude, you gotta fucking see what
you know what's so crazy, and not everybody obviously, but like if Jews don't want to be thought that they're money hungry, they got to really stop with the pearl man, silver man, gold man,
sure,
money man, money changer. Like everything is name something that's precious and put man at the end of it, and that's my name, dude.
Yeah, it's just you got to see what this character looks like in this. So, dude. He plays a gangster.
Oh, wait. Is it worse than the Harry Potter money changers? What they look like?
Well, he's one of those, yeah. But he plays a gang, and because they take place, these movies. I think the first one takes place like mostly in America.
Yeah.
So he's an American gangster goblin named Narlac, and dude,
I can only imagine because when I
saw this for the first time the other day, and it like really blew my hair back.
I never saw Harry Potter movies, but I did see people making clips of like when they're walking through the bank and stuff. Oh yeah, dude, that's it's a little too on the nose. Yeah, that's crazy, dude.
This is crazy, man.
I guess you could go with Elf because they pointed the ears up.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if they have one because
But
dude,
the-
like he has
the
like sharp teeth too. He's like,
giving him the vest, giving him the 3-piece suit vest without the jacket on, dude, and the cufflinks. It's a little too on the nose, dude.
yeah, this looks dude.
Dude, who was the producer of this?
Dude, this is crazy.
Dude,
that they
whoever
did
he
this.
was a real ass dude.
Yeah. This is good. Oh yeah, and then there's Watto. If you Robbie,
Oh yeah, from Star Wars. Yeah,
if you just
yeah.
Google Jewish guy from Star Wars.
That one I did watch in real time. So my buddy had just
New
bought
rule.
this huge flat screen TV, and he got this, and I went over to his house to watch the pod racing in 5.1. And I was like, okay, that's not even right, dude. And they gave him the accent, dude. He's supposed to be on this galaxy far, far away, and he's got like the New York accent with the little
He's
hat.
got like they gave him like a little Hasidic hat. Dude, George Lucas is awesome.
Yeah, dude. They just what are you gonna do?
Dude, yeah, that Ron Perlman thing like just popped up on my feed for the first time the other day, and I was like, dude, this is wild.
I mean, they've brought this up on Come Town before, but you've seen the kids' TV show Fiverr.
Oh, the five-ish, like the $5
yeah.
bill, yeah.
And all the different characters that are money in that, it's the same costume from different angles, so they didn't have to spend any additional money.
Right.
So like if he's talking to the grandmother, it's just the 5-ish arm with a purse on it, and they just show that. They don't show the whole body, so they don't have to buy multiple suits.
That's economical.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Are we missing any songs that went on?
Yes, we do. 999 from Drew Huntley. Primal Force starring Ron Perlman. Pulled up a scene, the gun, or any scene really. It's not. Yeah, we'll put that in the queue. We have some other. Man, we got a lot of super. Thanks for all the super chats.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Fuck. Because the riots in L.A. are happening. So Robbie's third cousin requested a fuck the police.
Oh, there's more riots. There's riots going on right now.
Yeah. Because all those ICE agents were sent out there. So there's like these protests happening that are like turning into riots.
No.
So in honor of the brave Mujahideen Mexicans, this is we'll do this.
I didn't know. I've been on Twitter but off Twitter.
Abetting in any rude, indecent, drunken, riotous, or
this
violent
is the new
conduct,
one.
or the use of any
This
vulgar,
is the song.
obscene, or abusive language in a public place. Note
Well, this
also,
isn't the original.
The performance of the song "F the Police" will not be permitted.
We back the blue
Refusal
here.
to abide by all the Detroit City ordinances will result in immediate arrest and forfeiture.
Are we finished here? We got a show to do.
Just watch yourself.
This is what I'm talking about. Like, this is actual violation of free speech.
Straight out of Compton, it's a brother that'll smother your mother and make your sister think I love her. Dangerous motherfucking race in hell, and if I ever get caught, I make bail. So what about the bitch who got shot? You think I give a damn about a bitch? I ain't a sucker. This is an autobiography of the E, and if you ever fuck with me, you get taken by a stupid dope brother who will smother. Word to the motherfucker. Straight out of Compton.
Wow. Yo, I gotta say, man, I've never seen this movie, but this looks pretty good.
I heard it was really good, and I probably should watch it because all this was going on in my lifetime, and we really liked gangster rap back then.
Yeah, and I think it's Ice Cube's actual son, O'Shea Jackson Jr. Is he in this? He's in Den of Thieves.
Yeah.
In Den of Thieves 2, Pantera, which I hear those are good.
And also, this is a good song for Pride Month, considering supposedly Eazy-E was up to some homosexual activities in his time.
Yeah.
He was a down low brother, Eazy-E.
Right. Or maybe he just got a bad blood transfusion. That could have happened. That could
He might have been doing heroin, but I heard that not the story.
Yeah.
The
chat is mad because this is the version of this I pulled up.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This is not the original from when I
I
movie
deliberately
version.
sought
I think
out
it's funny. That's why when I pulled up that Black Betty song a couple weeks ago, I was like, it's so much better because you get to watch the movie with Seth Green in it.
Yeah, look at this, dude.
Yeah.
Damn, that shit was dope.
So this is actual fighting for free speech. When the government shows up to throw you, arrest you, that's fucking bullshit.
What's up? Let's do this shit. What's up? Let's do this shit. What's up? Let's go. What's up?
He's such a good actor.
Dude, Paul Giamatti.
Hey, hold on.
Dude, he's the GOAT.
Y'all know what the motherfucking police trying to tell us backstage?
They try to tell us what the fuck we can't play. Motherfuckers trying to tell us what the fuck we can't say. This is N.W.A.
He sounds just like Ice Cube.
What we want to do, we say what the fuck we want to say. So everybody, put the middle fingers high in the sky.
I mean, obviously it's his son, but
backstage.
dude, the voice sounds so good.
Yo, Dre. What up? I got something to say.
Fuck the police coming straight from the underground. A young nigga got it bad cause I'm brown. And not the other color, so police think they have the authority to kill a minority. Fuck that shit cause I ain't the one for a punk motherfucker with a badge and a gun to be beaten on. If thrown in jail, we could go toe to toe in the middle of a cell. Fucking with me cause I'm a teenager with a little bit of code and a pager. Searching my car, looking for the product. Thinking every nigga is selling narcotics. You rather see me in the pen than me and Lorenzo rolling in the benzo. Be the police out of shape, and when I finish, bring the yellow tape to take off the scene of the slaughter. Still getting swole off bread and water. I don't know if they facts or what. Such a nigga dead. They grabbing his nuts, and on the other hand, without a gun they can't get none. But don't let it be a black and a white one, cause they'll slam you down to the street top. Black police showing out for the white cop. Ice Cube will swarm on any motherfucker in the blue uniform. Just cause I'm from the CPT, police are afraid of me. A young nigga on the warpath, and when I finish, it's gonna be a bloodbath of cops dying in LA. Yo, Dre, I got something to say.
Damn.
So the other thing that went on is around the same time as Ice-T. It might have been when he was with Body Count, but they had a song called Cop Killers.
Sure.
That had similar pushback or whatever from the government.
Yeah, that was cool, man. I like songs.
Yeah.
Robbie's wrong though. Robbie said that this is probably the best biopic. The best music biopic is Better Man, the Robbie Williams movie, where he's also like N.W.A. He's a monkey in that movie.
So I was reading the chat and I caught half the joke, so that just caught me off guard.
Or a chimpanzee or something. Yeah, I think he's a chimp because monkeys are like tinier with tails. Chimps are like big.
So we didn't have. I don't think MTV was that hot right then. We didn't have Yo MTV Raps quite yet. Maybe we did, but when I was hearing this stuff, It was literally one
I
of my
remember
buddies would
I
get
used to watch Yo MMA rap.
yeah, the real ass dude podcast. And so somebody would have to get this on cassette, and then you would like sit in their Monte Carlo with the T-tops and like drive around suburbia and be like, fuck yeah, dude, fuck the police, dude. So it was like this was like reporting for us. Like when you get Wu-Tang 36 Chambers and we were like listening to him talk about the Ebola virus and stuff, it was like little news. You're getting news that you couldn't get from the mainstream media. So it's pretty cool when you got a cassette tape. Yeah. Kicked ass.
Yeah. I wasn't allowed to listen to black people music. Unless it was like Charlie Pride or something like that.
Yeah, I listened to a lot of gangster rap because that was out then, and then a lot of like Guns N' Roses and Dire Straits.
When I was like my formative, when I was of a formative age, like a teenager, that was like right when, I'm trying to think, my freshman year of high school was 07, so like at that time, nu metal might have been on its way out at that point, but it was very much like what I was listening to a lot. It was like Korn and Slipknot, Limp Bizkit, Linkin Park.
That
like
I did
we
listen
were talking
to
about like rap music. That was like where I was at with rap, was nu metal.
Yeah, so I was really heavy in the punk scene at that time. So I never got into like Green Day, Blink 182, and that's. I was listening to a lot of local stuff back then, like my buddies and in the crowd. But I do remember my friends listening to like Slipknot, Korn, Marilyn Manson,
System of a Down.
Oh, I did like. I love, dude. System of a Down was a
System
break.
of a Down's
I
awesome.
really enjoyed. He's so good.
They're
dude.
not really nu metal though.
Surge
They
is
always
the
got
man, though.
Yeah, they got. Okay, you're gonna get banned for saying stuff like this.
I was doing a lot of anti-war stuff back then. So when they came out and they were doing those songs, I was like just listening and like, dude, this is the GOAT. This is what I dream of. This is what I thought I was trying to do.
Yeah, they kind of hit around that same time, but they're not really nu metal. They're just like, I don't know. I guess like some kind of what are they? Armenian.
Yeah, I guess I was listening to a lot of rap though, because when that happened, because I was listening to even stuff like Crisscross. Crisscross will make you jump. That whole side of things, Salt and Pepper, De La Soul, Tribe Called Quest, Fushnikins, DOS Effects.
Yeah,
I wasn't really into the whole metal side as it transformed forward.
Shiv Roy is hot. Yeah, Sarah Snook is a hottie. She's a bit of a cornfed gal, but she's all 4 seasons of Succession, especially when she got pregnant, dude.
I know Pandatron. Looking back at it, it feels like that, and so I can appreciate that. At the time, it was cutting edge, though, so it was like it is one of those things where I hate to say it, but it's like
jeans on
you
back.
Kind of have to be there, but then I understand how it doesn't hold up.
I like the T-shirt with Bugs Bunny and the Tasmanian Devil wearing their clothes backwards, like crisscross.
Yeah,
you seen that shirt? That's a cool shirt. That's as good as if you see a cop Warner Brother.
No, it's not, dude. That's the goated shirt, dude. It's friggin' if you see a cop Warner Brother, dude.
You cop Warner Brother.
Oh, so good, dude. Dude, I told you these. I didn't even buy a Lucy, dude. I ended up buying a whole 12. I bought a whole 12 pack of these. Here, a little ASMR for everybody.
I gotta find these. Those look so good, dude.
I'm in rural New Hampshire because Thugless Doug from Civil Revelry asked me where I got them. Like, I'm in rural New Hampshire and they have them, so they have to have them if you guys are in the city. I got them at a market basket.
What the hell? Okay. We got a lot of requests to get to. The Predator theme.
What? We got 13 star things here. So,
dude, a lot of super. Hey, keep those super chats coming. And hey,
so are we gonna play Brosif's song?
We've already played that many times. I did. Broseph, don't dox me, but Broseph was looking for a remote job, and I did try to help him out. I sent him the link to the job I do now.
Oh,
So
yeah. So I was looking at them the other day too, because I'm trying to put together a packet for people that want to move to New Hampshire. And you can go to remote.co is a website, and it just has remote work. Like, and you can go by category, hourly rate, and everything too.
but what was I saying? Oh yeah, subscribe to the Patreon. Patreon.com/cornfed with Dalton Pruitt. I just uploaded a new episode. I'm having a lot of fun on the Patreon because I'm still trying to get the Cornfed, the original Cornfed show, back on the rails. I'm trying to get Sal pinned down, and he's a big old boy. He's hard to pin down, but
Yeah.
but yeah,
you guys had fun the other night though.
yeah, we're back at it. He was like, I don't know what happened. I guess he was like close to getting divorced, and then he was
Marriage
at a
can
wedding.
be tough.
Yeah, and then he was at a wedding.
I did. That's the last I saw. I saw the cannoli towers or whatever.
That was so funny. But I think
when you had told me about it, you kind of like made it sound cartoony, and then I saw you post the picture.
Yeah, he sent me a video, and it literally is like it was a full spread of just like 1,000 cannolis.
Well, I saw the clip that you uploaded, right? And then I was like, okay, obviously they're making it sound cartoonish. It's probably big, but no. Then I saw the photo. I was like, oh, this is. I was imagining it very cartoonish, and this is more than even than I had imagined. Dude.
He was an Italian wedding, and it was just like all the Italian confection. It was like a million Italian confections.
Yeah, like I was like, they're over exaggerating, so I'll imagine it exaggerated. And then when I looked at the picture, I was like, this is more than I was exaggerating in my mind.
This is
insane.
Good. I heard Sal spent too much money on cannoli fans. That's good.
Yeah, that's
yeah.
good.
So me and Sal are back. I think we're back on track. We're supposed to be doing our regular show on Sundays again.
Marriages are important. Now you could. I mean, you're looking to get married, right?
I would like to be married. Yeah,
you could probably learn a lot by talking to Sal.
Yeah,
because he just worked through all that stuff. That only made them stronger.
Yeah,
you know.
But as far as the Patreon goes, here lately, well, I got Bamboo Fed. You know, I can hit up Pandatron. We do Bamboo Fed, and then I also do these like solo shows where and my goal is to be able to just do that full time, where I lay in bed and talk into my phone, and then upload the voice memo right there to the internet.
Nice.
And
then soon you can set off fireworks in your basement, dude.
Mm-hmm. You know, just like Kai Sinat.
Yeah. You know who's doing some really good content is Ricky Berwick, dude. He's crushing it lately.
I can't watch it, man. It's like good for him that he found a way to make it in this world, but he's way too fucked up.
He recently had like an e-thought move into his house and make content for like a couple weeks or whatever. And now he's like posting pictures of him like with two hot chicks in bikinis, and he's in his bathing suit.
Dude, women love money.
Dude, he's the best, dude. Some of the stuff that he did, we should almost pull it up. It's my favorite thing that he's done in a while. Is he goes to a virtual church as his character, and his character is retarded SpongeBob in a wheelchair. And he asked the priest to say a prayer to get his legs back, dude. And for me, it's just like the perfect modern art. He does such a good job because everybody that's participating is having a good time, but also taking it seriously. And they're not sure if he's trolling them or what he's doing because he's waiting. He's waiting in a real full mass to meet the priest with real people in real time. I don't know. Maybe I'm just a weirdo. I find what he's doing to be really good modern art.
I miss being in love too, Robbie, and sharing emotional intimacy with a woman. I'm fucked up right now, dude. I got poison oak right now. And my arm's itching.
Dude,
like crazy.
What were you out in the woods for a game?
Yeah, I was in the woods, bootlegging. and yeah, and I got a bad poison oak rash. It's just like itching, but you can't, I can't scratch it because it's all like scabbed over with these like pustules, So if I scratch it, it'll just pop open and start
Yeah,
oozing
you can
everywhere.
take zinc lozenges is supposedly good for that. My mother used to garden, and she's very allergic to poison ivy, and she'd get like webbed fingers, and they would have to like and give her steroids, and they didn't work, and she started taking zinc lozenges, and
I
they
used
fixed
to
it.
I used to get it so bad as a teenager. Like I guess like we had a cat that I guess was bringing it in. It would get all over me, and I would get it so bad that I would have to go to the doctor and get a steroid shot in my butt cheeks.
Yeah.
Because it was like there was no like what is it, calamine.
Oh, calamine lotion.
Nothing was working. It was just
Yeah.
fucking miserable, and it
Try
wasn't going away.
zinc lozenges. You might be low on zinc. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
Well,
we got a song request of the Predator theme.
So why did you ever thought about getting on the apps, Dalton? Are you on the apps? You and Robbie are talking about dating.
Mozzarella sticks, fried calamari.
Can I tell you? I know you're not going to want to hear this, and maybe you're postponing your happiness until this magical time in the future where everything's perfect, mental health, money, and everything. But I got on the apps. There's a lot of beautiful women on there if you're open-minded, of all sizes, shapes, political things, religious and stuff, and they're ready to mingle, Dalton. I think that you could, get on there, talk to a couple lovely ladies, win them over with your personality and your country music. Now you can get a couple headshots from that country music singer and put them on there, dude. I'm trying to be serious for a second.
That might work. I could just post that guy's pictures.
It feels good.
I show up and she would never know.
I got on there, got some matches, started talking to some people, going on some dates, and I had been taking a break from it because it was just so tedious online. But real world wasn't working because people get super nervous when I approach them. Because that's
where Theo Vaughn got his start, was Real World.
So, Road Rules. I thought he was also in a cult. Yeah, I remember Theo from a long time ago.
Now he's running cover for the U.S.'s involvement in the Israeli war with Palestine, or genocide, really.
If you haven't watched it, and I don't watch a lot of Theo Vaughn, dude, go watch Theo Vaughn and Cat Williams, dude. It's really good, dude. Really good. He breaks Cat a couple of times, dude. But that was a good episode. Highly recommend. Or watch the clips. You could just watch the clips, but I recommend
watch the clips.
Watch Theo and Cat.
I don't
Williams
really
together.
I don't watch any podcasts, dude. I just I listen to 8 hours sleep podcast. So it's just like the sound of the ocean, and then I don't enjoy anything anymore. We had the Predator theme. We have a song request. Damn, dude, we got a lot. Because
Robbie's third cousin obviously doesn't understand good art. She'll probably get back to you, Robbie. Caitlin Clark.
Is this the Predator thing? Whoa.
Is that it?
I mean, it's...
Oh, here we go.
Oh.
I thought the Predator was going to jump out and scare us.
No, this is just spooky. Like movie score music.
Spooky, dude.
This is good.
This is reminding me of freaking Gerbies when he listens to friggin' Pirates of the Caribbean when he
I feel like
drives
I've
around.
seen the name Alan Silvestri a lot.
This is what Drew Huntley drives home from work.
This is now we're talking. This is good.
He's in LA traffic listening to this on the ride home. Yeah, Drew just locking in and fucking a chick to this, dude. Laser focused.
Yeah, okay, so Alan Silvestri is like one of the Hollywood composers. I've seen his name everywhere. Yeah, he did the score for Back to the Future, Back to the Future Part 2, Back to the Future Part 3, Forrest Gump. He's a Zemeckis guy, it looks like. But yeah, he did Predator, he did Who Framed Roger Rabbit, Romancing the Stone. This guy's a legend. Yeah, I've seen this guy's name in lots of credits.
Yeah, that was good music. That was intense.
That was good, yeah.
I think I already mentioned this, but I went to go see the new Mission Impossible, dude, at the theater. I hadn't been in like a decade.
I hear it's good.
And really good movie. I enjoyed it. The beginning starts off a little bit slow because they're explaining the prequel.
You see, I just charged the firearm.
But I hadn't been to did we already talk about me going to the theater last week?
Yeah, you mentioned that you hadn't been in a while, and you said
I was just like, okay, yeah. So we already did. I wasn't sure if we got right into it with the guest, but the reclining chairs, dude, paying with the kiosk, not having to deal with anybody, I wasn't ready for that.
Oh, I like talking. I like going to the actual box office, and pestering the teenager there.
They didn't have that, so even the popcorn and everything you buy in the kiosk, and then you walk in and there's a TV. If you want a popcorn, candy, and everything, you pay for it right there. Then you get a receipt. Then you can go pester for them to give you your candies and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But there was nobody to buy a ticket from, so you had to get it through there, and you had to pay through there.
Damn, dude. Dude, I'm thinking my next day off, I'm gonna go see, while it's still in theaters, if I can, that Sinners.
Chicken Jockey, dude.
Chicken Jockey. No, I want to go see Sinners. I want to see that Black Vampire movie, dude. I see clips are starting to show up on the internet now. I see clips from it. It looks awesome. I want to watch it.
Yeah, I mean, I had a 2-hour wait for my car, so I was like, let me check this out, and I had a really good time going solo. The theater experience is so much fun, and the chairs are so comfortable now. Like, I literally sat down and I was like, hit the button. I was like, oh, this is an electric recliner, dude. And it had the tray that went over in front of me, and it had the places to put your soda, the places to put stuff. Had my feet up. It was really nice.
Yeah, going to the theater is awesome.
Well, I hadn't been in a while. It was like, I don't know. There's not a lot that I usually want to go see. That's the problem. And I just kind of stumbled on it.
Woke nowadays.
And I was like, well, dude, I told you about the woke stuff early on, dude. They had a Hinge commercial, and this was not in June. The Hinge commercial had 3 couples in it: a gay lesbian couple, a gay male couple, and then a non-binary male and female. And did I tell this about the retarded guy next to me that was like not having the woke stuff?
I think
so. That was cracking me up. We had an old lady there, and then her old son that was mentally challenged, and they were playing all these weak woke previews, dude, and he was not enjoying it. He was talking to the screen and getting upset about it, which is funny for me as a viewer to listen to.
I'm normally like neutral or just like don't give a shit. Like when I see some corporation that's like trying to like cater to, libtard sensibilities or whatever.
Yeah.
The one I saw recently that really made me roll my eyes, though, where I said, this is fucking ridiculous, was a commercial for Robbie. What joke am I supposed to read? That you're making a movie called Skinners and you just finished Principal Photography? Is that or I Am the Man in the Box Office?
Hold on. Go through that for a second. I'll be right back.
Okay. Folks, Please subscribe to the Patreon, patreon.com/cornfed with Dalton Pruitt. And please subscribe to the Patreon for the Crowder Boys, patreon.com/the Crowder Boys. I'm double dipping. You know me, I'm corn-fed, so I love to dip twice. We got a lot of great things, big things coming to the network. You don't want to miss. I'm about to get all this new equipment set up, so my audio is going to sound better, and I'll be able to use the soundboard again. The soundboard that Lily Abernathy so kindly sent me. We're just getting started here at the network. So you're gonna want to subscribe to everything. We got supplements. We got supplements coming. T-shirts, beer koozies, tchotchkes. Okay.
Sorry about that. One thing about this Sprite tea, Dalton, is you only rent it.
Yeah.
So what was something grind your gears? There's a woke commercial.
Oh
that grind your gears.
We got one last song. We're gonna do one more song request and get out of here. But I'll talk about AIDS first. There's a commercial for PrEP, like a PrEP medication. Like the AIDS medication or whatever.
Oh, and it's straight people.
So it's like showing like gay dudes going hiking or whatever. But then
all right.
They pepper in like straight couples and then like lesbian couples, and I'm like, all right, sure,
yeah.
Okay.
It's all social. It's no science, dude. It's all social, no science.
Yeah, I was like, so what? These lesbians are they just doing this for fun? Or are they role playing? Like, why would fucking two broads need to take AIDS medication?
Yeah, and they're doing needles together, dude, so they don't fight one another.
It makes my viral load undetectable, so that I can scissor safely.
Maybe it's when they're beating the shit out of each other because lesbians are so violent. You can get cross contamination from the blood.
Maybe, dude. But we all know the government created AIDS anyway, so it's a mess.
One thing that I got some good news here, guys. Why don't I share some good news with everybody? I'd share this on Twitter, and I talked to Brosa Smith about this, but I was at the gym on, I think it was Monday. It might have been Tuesday, but I think it was Monday. And in a very small village of like 1,200 people, my gym's open 24 hours a day, and I just let myself in, work out, and leave. There's no attendance or whatever. You don't usually run into a lot of people. Only in the afternoon. But I'm in there in the morning, like working out by myself, dude. And like this old like Spanish lady comes in to get on the treadmill, and she was the chaperone. And she brought with her 2 Down syndrome dudes that were broing out. And it was so awesome, dude. So it has like all the equipment that's got like the pulleys and stuff, dude. And they're just hulking out on it, dude. They're just crushing any weights that I could even possibly come close to. They're hopping on there. They're having a blast. They're fist knuckling each other and laughing.
They're fist knuckling? Wow.
Like whatever. It's like fist bumping one another. So they're like just lifting heavy weights, like no warm-ups or whatever. And they're just like putting the pin in and lifting like the whole thing, dude. And the other one go, and then they would go to the next one and they just hulking out and everything. So they just went through like the whole circuit of equipment, and some of them are the same thing, like the same body part, but they didn't care. They just did it, and they were super, super happy. And I'm just watching it, and I was like, dude, I could like, there's a bliss that they have that I haven't felt since I was a child. And I was jealous of what they're doing. I'm like, dude, they're crushing life right now. They're happy to be here. They're lifting more weight than me. They're with their bros.
They're strong, and they're always having a good time. It's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. They were just rocking. And then as soon as they finished the whole thing, the lady just got off the treadmill and they just went into the wild, dude. Never to see them again.
Yeah.
But I was like, this is just so beautiful, dude. I was like, I almost ruined it. Because I almost took a picture because I was like, this is so beautiful, but I didn't want to spoil
take a picture. You just got to be in the moment when you
dude.
Get to witness 2 retards at the gym. That's one of those just like, don't. So it flutters away when you try to capture it.
We have a lot of like really good Downs people in around where I live. And so like they usually bag groceries and stuff like that, and they're friendly and they're talkative or whatever. So it's not like, they're good parts of the society basically. But to see two of them in the wild like that, just having a blast, dude. Oh man, it made my whole week, dude. I've told numerous people about it, dude. I keep thinking back, and I was like, man, I miss broing out in high school, dude, and lifting.
They were playing basketball with a medicine ball.
they
don't even know, dude.
They weren't doing that, but
they train like Goku. They don't even know their own strength.
The one thing
fucking up machinery.
The one thing that did bother me is so all the stuff that they did was like had handles on it, so you really couldn't screw it up. You just grabbed the handles and they were even spaced. But the last thing they did was the pull down thing for the back. And this is when I was like, oh, like they don't know what's going on, because he grabbed one like on the far end and then he grabbed the other thing close, and the rope was like way close to one arm, and he's just like pulling it down, and the way it's going. And my instinct was like, go over there and explain to him like equal grip sizes.
No.
And then I was like, nah, dude, just let them have it, dude. Just leave them alone. They're gonna be out of here in 5 minutes.
Yeah,
but yeah,
awesome.
Majestic, dude, really made my week.
We got we're gonna do one more song request, and then I think I gotta get out of here because
Drew, lat pull downs.
But
I got a song too I want to listen to before we go.
I'm hungry. This is a Kenny asked for this. Reverend, I like this guy. He's a dude. I've always dreamed of being rockabilly. This is Reverend Horton Heat.
All right, is this? Oh, no video. It's got some Beach Boys to it. This is like Adam West Batman. Yeah, it's very Adam West Batman, dude, driving around with the old Batmobile. Way bound.
Dude, that's my dream, dude. I knew a guy in Denton when I lived in Denton, Texas. There was a rockabilly, very, very like popular rockabilly band there called the Rock and Roll Cannibals, and they were fronted by a friend of mine. His name
I
was
think I've
Tristan.
heard of them before.
Yeah, his name was Tristan Thorndike.
Yeah.
And his whole deal was, I think he was actually like a.
Were they big? That sounds familiar.
I don't know, but his whole thing I think was more of like a psychobilly or a horror.
Yeah.
His whole thing was like, I guess like, what if Elvis was also Frankenstein?
You like the Rockabilly ladies?
Dude.
Little chubby little Rockefeller ladies.
Dude, the last time I was
with
in
the
Austin,
skirts, with those poodle skirts.
Yeah, the last time I was in Austin, I went to this cafe where they had one of them ladies like that. She was probably in her like 40s, probably been a waitress her whole life, but she was like a rockabilly, like pinup type gal. So she had big ass titties.
I was gonna say she had triple E's, dude,
covered in tattoos, but she had her hair done up in the whole thing.
Yeah,
and I was like, this is like the perfect woman, dude. A fucking tatted up big titty broad with the big beehive hair, bringing me eggs.
I used to go to this multi-complex club, and when swing dancing was big, there was a ton of rockabillys that would go to the swing dancing thing, and dude, they would do the hair and really hot, dude.
Yeah, my buddy Tristan, he played one of them fucking big ass like hollow body electric, like a Gretsch guitar or something. And he would do like the grease in his hair, like slick back, and he would wear like this like black button down, some button down shirt that they would always button the top all the way to the top button.
Yeah,
but he also would do like a horror thing. It was like I guess technically that's psychobilly maybe, but he would do he would do himself up like he was a Frankenstein also, and his girlfriend was also rockabilly, so she was always there with him, and she was hot and did the rockabilly thing. I was like, damn, dude, these people are living my dream, dude.
I wish I was Billy.
Dude, I wish I was rockabilly.
You little did you know you could have been.
I could do it anytime I want, man.
You literally could just
I could decide to be rockabilly anytime, dude.
Show up next week.
One of those combs, it's like a switchblade comb, and start,
dude, if you go to Nolo, dude, just show up rockabilly, dude.
Yeah, if I go Skankfest New Orleans, I'm gonna be there in rockabilly.
Yeah, you gotta get the shoes, dude. You gotta get those. Is they white tip shoes?
That's where it's gonna get difficult because I can't wear shoes like that.
You're gonna have to have your feet painted like that, dude.
Oh, by the way, this is big news. Chrissy Mayer just posted this video of her baby walking for the first time. So, dude, check this out. This is really heartwarming.
Oh no! Do I even want to? I know what you're gonna show, don't I? Yeah, I knew it. That's moments after.
That's really adorable. Yeah. I mean, that's like precious memories. You can't.
Yeah.
They grow
I'm
up
surprised
so
you would even share that with the internet. That's something you probably want to keep private.
Yeah, they grow up fast, and it's just important to cherish these moments as they happen.
Yeah.
So I'm happy for her and her baby.
Such a long way to go for that show. What are we up to?
What do you mean?
Even boys play Wiggly Stick.
Dog, I'm hungry. Dude, I got a whole thing of King's
You have
Hawaiian.
to write these down though. You already missed. I
got a whole thing of King's Hawaiian pretzel buns.
You got to write these down though, or screenshot them or whatever, because you already missed some of the stuff with Sal, and then you're gonna miss these.
There's a movie clip in here, and a Ron Perlman movie, and a
because we got 1, 2.
Here, well, let me
3.
Here, I'll take. You know what? I'll just take a picture of it with my phone.
Yeah, because
so that way, the next time I do a stream here, I'll honor these super chats.
Yeah, you guys get a rain check on those super chats.
I mean, it's just I don't know, man. I give the people so much
Yeah,
of
I know.
myself, and I
How
don't
many
even know
hours
what's
did you
left.
guys do with Sal yesterday?
Sal taps out after an hour. He really can't
Yeah.
hold a thought for too long.
He's got to be tired working, and then the babies and the wife.
Oh yeah, he does also have like a wife and 2
Yeah.
autistic children or something. So
yeah, they're called Italian.
yeah, that's true.
Yeah. I wish him the best. I'm happy that he saved his marriage.
I got these King's Hawaiian pretzel buns, and I was gonna make some burgers with them. Little sliders.
Oh yeah, it's nice with the burger. You gonna toast them? Or you gonna keep them untoasted?
Yeah, I'm gonna throw them in the air fryer.
Yeah, because they gotta. You almost have to toast them because they have like a thickness to them, where they don't have the softness of a raw regular bun.
Right, the pretzel bun, yeah.
I wonder if you can do the water trick with those pretzel buns.
This can't be true. No, I'm not, because I'm the only streamer that's actually doing things for the super chats anyway. A lot of these fucking shows, you give them your money and that's it. They'll acknowledge it and go, thanks for the money, and then just keep complaining about whatever Chad Zumach is doing. Yeah, I'm actually here,
Devilverse, dude.
Yeah, I'm actually here. I'm doing things for you. I'm on it. I'm shucking and jiving for you. It's just we try to put on have a thing going and have a talk and do a show, and I get to the things I can and do the requests. But I try to as part of the doing the flow and all that. After a while, it's like, oh, I still have these other things to get to, but also I don't want to fucking wear out my welcome. The first rule of show business is leave them wanting more. And I think after 3 hours, they, I think if they still want anything, then that's a good place to leave them.
You can see the viewer count. Has the viewer count dipped?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, well, no, in the time that this channel's existed, since it's like...
No, I mean, since we started the live stream tonight till now.
Yeah, tonight it topped out at around 50, and right now it's at 32.
Okay. Usually it's interesting because right when you shut it down, right? And maybe this is through people.
No, get gladly. I'm gonna remember this for the next one. I will do your thing.
Whenever we get off, right? I usually close everything down, then I hop in and leave a comment on the thing. It'll say like 198 viewers.
Yeah, so people come in and out. Yeah. And I guess that count. Like, if they click on it, that counts.
I know.
So
I had mentioned the show to a couple of young ladies that I had been talking to. One in particular, one special lady that it's not something old enough. But for some reason, young ladies like old bearded men in my area.
That's cool,
but
man.
I just think that's another sign that the economy is crashing personally, but I'm not going to over question it. But I mentioned the podcast, and a couple of the people I tuned in and watched it, and they were like, I don't get it. It's not bad. It's not good. I just don't get it. And I was like, yeah, I mean, that's what I told you. You're not going to get it.
Yeah, it's not for...
There's a lot of inside jokes. It's not really for the ladies. It's mostly for the fellas, but there is some ladies.
It's like Dr. Pepper 10. It's not for women.
Yeah. Yeah. So, but it's more of like a hang. You know what I mean? If you're chatting in the chat, so they weren't going to chat in the chat.
Not me.
But we had a good guest on last week.
Control.
So we have... Let's just do a little housekeeping before we go down. I mean, you guys probably could get them on because I think Robbie's friends with them. Dan Carney. I don't know who I know who he is, but I don't know who he is. But Troy was like, go on Cornfed. And I said, yeah, he'll come on Cornfed.
Yeah, Robbie, hit up Dan Carney, man.
Is Robbie friends with him or no? What's the joke? I'm missing it. Or we don't want to talk about it?
Yeah, Robbie's good friends with him. Robbie, hit up Dan Carney, he wants to come on Crowder Boys.
He said yes on Twitter. So Troy tagged him to come on because I said I'm looking for a deeply closeted gay man to come on Cornfed for Pride Month, and he tagged him and he said I'm in. And so
yeah, we'll have him on Crowder Boys.
But I actually was like, isn't he? I don't know if I don't know who he is exactly, but I just for some reason figured Robbie would know him.
He's a cool guy.
Why do you keep saying it like that? What's going on? What am I missing?
No, Dan, friend of the show. Dan Carter's a friend of the show. He's a really funny guy. He's really cool. I think he was on the road with Tim Dillon for a little while back in the day.
Yeah. He watches basketball.
Well, there you go.
He looks like a normal guy. I'm looking at his thing here. He makes rap jokes. He makes Jimmy Fallon jokes. He's doing a phone call bit. I don't know. I don't know who he is, but anyways.
He's so the reason I guess Robbie said it's okay to say this. Robbie and I are in a group chat with a number of people, and one of our friends in this group chat just out of nowhere just like has decided to hate Dan Carney.
Why?
Like Dan will post these like sketches, they're like topical sketches for like whatever's happening currently. Yeah. And we have a friend of ours who just will come in the group chat and be like, this fucking motherfucker.
Dude, that just makes me like Dan kind of more, dude, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Because he seems harmless. He kind of just, I don't know him, anything about him. I've only seen him in passing on Twitter, but he just kind of seems harmless to me, like a Tom Myers type guy, dude.
He's a nice guy. He helped me get a job once. Well, he gave me the business card for a temp agency. So,
I just always make Dana Carvey jokes whenever he comes across my feed or whatever. I just pretend that he's Dana Carvey. That's it. But he could come on. He could go on the Crowder Boys. So I know everybody got a bunch of super chats. Can we play one song that I put in the private chat?
I reckon. Give Gladly's in the chat spazzing out about we didn't get to his. I mean, I appreciate the money, folks. If it's like make or break you doing the super chat, I don't want you to give more than you can afford. And if I can't get to the request, I'm sorry. I looked for I can't find this, but Gimp, you're a friend of the show. And I will make sure to honor this somehow. And
you guys he's got to honor it. You guys got to talk to next time you're on the live show or whatever. And
I'm Bushido, dude. I'm Way of the Samurai. I'm very honorable. This is what you want to. Oh, yeah, this is Troy's.
This is friend of the show, Troy. And I actually, so when your friends send you music, a lot of times, you're like, yeah, I'll listen to it or whatever. Dude, I literally put this whole album in my playlist. It comes up at the gym a lot. There's so many good tunes on this. I don't know if the style is for everybody, but this is Primitive State Troy. He's done this 10th account, which is Primitive State T. But this is one of the more popular songs, I guess. But
yeah.
caliber man, smokes from above. Charity case for nothing, count of the you don't know anybody. Oh, you're substance. Second gas and Nixon mouse cover up the pain. My dog's been like a bunny. Tells me all the ways. Oh, caliber man, he's the son of Sam. 44 caliber man, locked inside the van. 44 caliber man, found on the road. 44 caliber man, never sees the sun.
If you guys have a chance and go to the YouTube channel and like I started listening to like one or two songs just to like humor Troy. Not humor him, but your buddy like sends you some stuff over and you're like, yeah, let me see if it's any good or whatever. I honestly like this entire album. If you want to sit down and like listen to an album, I think it's worth it. And I think you'll come away with at least a couple songs that you'll really dig. And it's cool. Like, it's cool because we like know him too, friend of the show.
Friend of the show. He's Primitive State. Check out Primitive State. Check out Movie Goons, his shows that he does.
He's bringing back Primitive State too. Yeah. He's currently that's on Primitive State. If you YouTube Primitive State, you'll find that. And his new Twitter handle, I think, is Primitive State T. But
and that's the T, sis.
That was 44 caliber man by Primitive State, which is the name of the band. Yeah, Frank Star Rock Zappa.
Star Rock Zappa.
Yep. But that album, like I said, I listened to it. I was like, okay, this song's okay. That song's okay. This song's really good. And then the more you listen to it, I listened to the whole album a couple times, put it on the background. So I think you guys will enjoy it, and you can support a friend of the show. Yeah.
Yeah.
I still have to listen to Ian's album.
We had Ian on, and he DM'd me like the Bandcamp so I could listen to it.
Yeah.
And I gotta actually listen to it. I feel bad because he's a friend of the show.
Robbie was hilarious. Not Robbie. Robbie is hilarious, but Crack was hilarious that episode because he listened and you guys didn't, and he just kept very dry.
I felt like such a dickhead.
Just very dry, being like, when your friend makes an album and you're gonna have him on the show, you listen to it. So I listened to it, being a good friend. That was cracking.
Yeah, I gotta listen to it, man. Shout out to Holy Coast, the rock and roll band.
Well, I want to listen to the whole thing,
Ohio,
front to back, and give it the attention it needs. So that's, but it's on my list of stuff I want to listen to. Yeah. It's crazy because
Cleveland rocks.
I don't know if that would be a fun show to go to for me, because it would be a very calm show, but the album itself is definitely better than stuff that I was doing. But we put on a fun show because it was aggressive and you could get some steam out and have some fun in the scene itself. So it's kind of different, but I'm not sure what he's singing, what he's not singing in there. So anyways, are you toasted? You got to get something to eat. So Why don't you explain to us what you have to leave to go eat? So you're gonna
I'm
go
not
get
toast.
pretzels.
I'm not on any drugs. It's been 3 hours now.
You're gonna go get
I
pretzel.
work all goddamn day. Just trying to get my feet up and relax at the end of a shift.
So you're gonna take pretzel buns. You're gonna cut
Well, I
those
got
in
some
half.
King's Hawaiian pretzel buns, and I was gonna make sandwiches with them, like little sliders.
Those are the stiff ones, though, right?
Yeah, they're
Those
like
aren't the squishy ones.
Yeah, this is like a harder like pretzel bun.
Yeah, and you got to cut them yourself.
No,
there's a
already
density to.
they're already bifurcated.
Okay, so the ones that I got were like 4 packs from Whole Foods, and you have to cut them yourselves. So you're gonna take those. Are you gonna butter them and toast them, or you're gonna just air fry them and heat them up? I like to put a little butter on them. Hit them in the cast iron. It's the steam from the butter kind of softens the thing, and then you put the.
I mean, shit, man. I'll just eat it. Honestly, I could eat them by themselves. They're really good.
Yeah, I get myself in a position like that where I'll just have nothing to drink in the fridge, and take a dry piece of like peanut, and put some peanut butter on it and start like eating it like a dog, dude, and you can't even get it down.
Yeah, I like
because
sandwiches.
It's so dry. You're gonna make a burger, or you're gonna make a sandwich?
Some kind of sandwich.
What meats you putting on there?
I might do a burger. I might do a steak sandwich, like a little ribeye.
You got ribeye.
Yeah.
So how do you cook that at home?
Skillet.
On the skillet. You have cast iron skillets?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the best.
Yeah, I like cooking on the skillet. I know, like
me too.
A lot of people when they think of meat, they think of the grill.
Yeah.
Your a Weber or a Traeger or whatever brand, propane and propane accessories.
Yeah.
I think grill is good for certain meats, chicken and ribs and fajitas and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But when it comes to burgers and steaks, I really enjoy just cooking them on the skillet. I think that gets you the best.
Yeah, the burgers especially. I mean, I don't do cow burgers or anything, but you still get the fats and the juices. It sits in there and keeps it moist.
Yeah.
It sits in that skillet. Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like going to the cookout, and everybody be cooking on the grill. It's like, the burgers get dried out on the grill.
You lose all that fat.
Rips onto the coals. Yeah.
Yes.
But if you cook it on a skillet or like a griddle of some kind, all the juices are like stay in there, so you get like a really juicy, tasty burger. In fact, it's like if you cook a burger the right way, because like when you go places where they be cooking them on the grill and you put your burger together, you always see people like, they got the burger patty and then they do like lettuce, tomato, onion, pickles, ketchup, mustard, mayo. All that fucking shit you're putting on there is like to disguise the dry fucking burger patty. It's like detracting from the taste of the meat, but that's because the burger you've cooked is not really that good because it's all fucking dried out. If I cook a burger on the skillet, I hit it, I hit it with some salt and pepper. I cook it with the onions.
Yeah.
I cook it with onions on the skillet, and then as I'm getting done, after I've cooked it, and I'm sure it's thoroughly cooked to my liking, I top it with the onions, and then top that with a slice of American cheese. Let that melt. Pull it right off the skillet. Throw it on a bun. That's it. Nothing else.
So when you got in that skillet, you ever hit a little Worcestershire sauce?
No, I don't do that.
To steam up around it, or you never do any. How about a little A1? You ever hit it with a little A1?
I like to cook very simple.
Yeah.
So as far as like seasonings go, I guess it depends on what it is, but usually for stuff like that, like burgers and steaks, just sea salt and black pepper.
Yep.
And then in the skillet, I'll hit it with some, like butter, I guess. Or I guess you're supposed to do olive oil. I don't know.
I do.
I'm not like I'm not a good cook, so I just know like I kind of have like I figured out what I can do.
Yeah.
And then for like a burger, I'll like chop up some onions and I'll get those cooking first because I want them soft. I want them cooked up. Maybe not caramelized or like crispy, but I definitely want cooked onions.
You don't want them raw, yeah.
Yeah, so I'll get those cooking first, and I'll throw down the burger patty and get that, pretty well and pretty done on both sides. I still like it a little pink in the middle, to be honest with you. And then, top it with the onions, slice of American cheese, pull it off the skillet. If it's cooked right,
you gonna throw a cover on that to melt the cheese, or is it just
yeah.
Yeah.
I'll hit it with the cover for like a few seconds so the cheese melts up nice.
That's when you can put the bun. You can put the bottom bun on top of that cheese, and then the other bun, the top bun on top of the whatever, or however you want it set up, and then you get a little bit of steam from that to soften those buns up for you. A little bit of the fat.
That sounds
a little bit of the fat.
But yeah, if the burger is cooked up well, if it's cooked up nice, it don't need nothing else on it. Like you throw it on a bun.
Yep.
Maybe some Wahlburgers pickle chips would be nice. That's a good addition. But I'm not hitting it with mayo, ketchup, mustard, lettuce, tomato, because I want to taste the meat. Like if it's cooked up good enough, the flavor of the meat is so good, all that other shit will detract from it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I like to get a good grass-fed ground beef. Like, I guess if all that's available, I'll get the 80-20 chuck, sure. But I like to get something nice, like a good grass-fed. And then, just simple seasoning, salt, pepper.
Yeah.
Cook it up nice, hit it, throw it on the bun, and just, because to me, the perfect burger you should be able to just like serve, put it together with nothing else. Just the way it's cooked on a bun, no condiments.
Yep. I can see that. Yeah, I can see that.
Right.
They have, I'm sure you've heard of Beyond Beef. It's a fake vegan burger when they make like grounds or whatever. I never had it, because it has like a bunch of seed bullshit in it, but they recently switched over to avocado oil. So I have been buying it, and for a vegan, not that bad. It has a unique flavor to it. And they make the way they use the coconut oil in it to like make fat. But I can make a seitan from gluten in barbecue sauce that I've tricked people before.
Now this sounds scary.
It's a lot of it's because of the barbecue sauce, and it hides the flavor, but I can make a really good pulled pork out of that. And so I'll make a pulled pork on that type of bun, but I'll get a softer Kaiser type roll to throw the sloppy barbecue sauce and pulled pork material in there that kind of like gets really like something that if you were going to make a sloppy Joe, not a stiff bun like a pretzel bun, like a nice soft like Kaiser bun that's nice, and and then I'm not toasting it. If I'm doing pulled pork or pulled pork alternative, I'm putting that on an untoasted. I do jackfruit. I have more. There's not as much protein in it, so I would prefer using the wheat gluten. I can get a lot of protein and make homemade barbecue sauce. Yeah, really good. I actually think I might actually make this tomorrow now that I brought it up. That'll be my Sunday activity. Yeah. I've been listening to Kanye West gospel album and cooking all day on Sundays the past couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Have a good little cooking Sunday for myself.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Kanye Twitty.
Yeah. I'm not going to say it's better than College Dropout because I listened to his gospel album.
Oh, the Jesus is King?
Yeah, have you heard it?
Yeah, I liked it.
So the thing with it is, I've tried to listen to gospel music in the past or whatever. And so it's better than most, or if not all, gospel music that I've listened to.
You know what? We'll close out with this, all dude. Right.
Tattoo is King.
Tattoo is King.
Well, I was just going to say that album is the reason I like it so much is because there isn't anything he just does such a good job in that genre.
By the way, I need
their whole genre.
I need all my super chat warriors to come through because this is getting demonetized immediately, dude.
Why? What are we playing?
They don't play around with Christian music, dude. This is like immediately going to get me blocked.
Oh, really?
Yeah, dude. They are like those.
I guess you can rap about anything but Jesus.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like anytime I've like done like any sort of Christian music on here,
Yeah.
it's like
Yeah.
I guess for
They
the
don't call it
live stream,
YouTube for nothing, I guess.
yeah, the live stream will be able to hear it and all that, but then as soon as it's done, it's blocked and I got to cut it out. So I need my super chat, my prayer warriors to come through. But this is this is the gospel song.
Okay.
So we'll end on this. This is very important to me. Actually, this is a big deal. Growing up, where
I don't know
am.
if you're messing with me now.
I'm not, dude.
Like the
I'm
Christian
telling you,
Mayo
man.
thing or whatever. There's a lot of build up now.
Anyone who's been to church within the last like 20 years,
Yeah.
this is very important.
Okay. A whole roller coaster of emotions.
Hold on. Amen.
Amen. So, can I just say, so I went through a whole thing there. So at first, I was with the chat. I was like, "Is this a bit?" Because I earnestly I felt like I was in school when like you're in class and you're not supposed to laugh, or like you're at a funeral and I wanted to laugh because it was so sincere that I couldn't handle the sincerity of what was going on.
It's painfully sincere.
Yeah, so it was.
We don't have that nowadays.
Yeah, so I was having I was looking within myself at that time, thinking, "Man, I can't be sincere in the moment and take this seriously." I'm like, "Well, want to laugh?"
I don't
and
know
then I
if
started
it's-
laughing so deeply at it that I was like, "Wait, am I being filled by the Spirit of the Lord right now?"
Yes, that is happening. I will say, if you're of the secular world, that's a ridiculous song. Growing up, going to church when I was a kid, like when that song came out, it was like a revelation. It was a staple of church in those years. I don't know if it's still as big like in church, like when you go to church nowadays, but like when I was going to church and like they would have, like I went to one of those churches where they would have like a full band play music.
Yeah.
This was the biggest thing in like in Christianity, I guess, since the Bible was canonized, is that song. It was so big, dude.
I shouldn't be laughing.
It's like a formative memory. It's like it is imprinted in me because, dude, this song was played constantly. And there's even a movie about it. There's a movie called I Can Only Imagine. Dennis Quaid's in it, and it's about just that song. It's about just like how that guy came up with that song.
Dude, when I was trying not to laugh at that song and I was trying to be sincere, but I was like trying to laugh and I'm reading the chat or whatever. And then Insitvis, or however to pronounce his name, said, "Is Dalton's dad dead?" Dude, it just hit me so funny because it's such a reflective song that he was just like, he must be liking this because he's reminiscing about something.
Oh, for me, it's very much a part of my childhood. It's a ridiculous song. It is like very, very like.
It's so sincere, I can't handle it. It's so very sincere that I have a hard time.
It's very corny, but
handling it.
When I was growing up in church, I mean, it was like, dude, that was a song that had everybody standing up, or they would close their eyes and put their hands up and like sway while it was playing.
I mean, I get it, and honestly, like by the end of it, when I was laughing, I'm still kind of feel happy and joyous. I'm like, am I filled with the Holy Spirit right now? Even though I wasn't taking the song seriously, it still like kind of did its job.
Dude, a friend of mine, like a few years, this was maybe within the last 10 years, I forget when, but a friend of mine went to see that band live. The band is called Mercy Me. And she said they played that song 3 times during the show.
Our people have to be crying at the concert.
It's I mean, it's
they
a
have to be
religious
absolutely
experience.
Crying and like putting their head on people's shoulders and like people holding them.
The energy at like a Christian music concert is very much, it is religious. So it's, I guess like any concert you go to, if everyone's like, if it's, everybody likes the band, you do feel the like
It's a
whatever the
meme.
energy is.
It's back to meme coins, dude. If you're there and you are like, I'm going to be part of this meme and take everything seriously and be in the moment, then you're going to experience it at that level.
Yeah, and I mean, dude, there are that band. I couldn't think of any other songs by them I've ever listened. I'm sure.
I still think Kanye does a better
Dude,
job.
there's some Christian bands out there that do be good, like Jars of Clay. That's a good one with Flood, and what's another one?
I dated a really, really beautiful, friendly gospel singer, and her father her wrote and got awards for gospel music or whatever. But a lot of what she did was covers. But they didn't make me like, I don't know, like the Kanye stuff and that kind of rises me up. That song made me feel like look inside of me.
Yeah, because it is like it's out of the ordinary nowadays for something to be that earnest and sincere. I guess it is like but that's that kind of like that whole world, dude. That was in that, you know what? That's what I really appreciate about the Righteous Gemstones, the HBO show, the Danny McBride show about the mega church, is that like I think in the wrong hands, like anyone else making that show would have made it a farce, like would have approached it with like a mocking kind of a attitude. The thing that really makes that show work is how sincere it is. That it is like very respectful of, you know, the like Christian faith. So that even though this like mega church televangelist family is very cartoonish, the show is like grounded in its earnestness, which is what makes it work. You know, so that there is something about like when you I guess with anything really, what makes anything work is like being like actually being earnest, you know, being sincere. But like, you know, when it comes to that kind of subject matter, I think like, you know, with the Hollywood libs, they tend to want to mock religion, but to see someone approach it with like a certain respect is what I think what makes that show really good. And then, you know,
that song was I like I said, it was a reflection on me that I was like learning a lot about myself and that was going on.
You're not wrong to think that song is ridiculous, but it's great. It's one of the best.
I'm trying to find.
I'm gonna have to cut it out of the video after this is done streaming because, like, the Christian music record labels or whoever does all that, they find that immediately, and this is just going to be blocked until that's cut out. So, I hope everybody enjoyed the bit, or you know, thus, you know, I guess rejoicing in the Lord our God and celebrating, worshiping together. Damn it. It's storming where I am.
You know, what's funny is I just went through my saved videos and removed this. Maybe it's on my YouTube music.
Well, we should. That's folks. That's the show.
Check out Leia Carroll, the love of my life that I lost, that I should have chased.
Yeah, maybe I will bring my Bible. City. I'll bring my Bible back next time, and maybe I'll.
I started bringing it, and then the show pivoted.
You know, everything is always growing and grooving and vibing, and it's a dance we're all doing with each other. So you know, I could bring the Bible back. All right, that's the show, everybody. Please subscribe to the Patreon, patreon.com/cornfed with Dalton Pruitt, patreon.com/the Crowder Boys. You know what? We're bringing the Bible back next week. The chat is saying they got their Bibles.
I'll bring my Bible on deck because I got it. I had it right before, maybe like 2 months ago. Yeah.
But that's it. Thank you for the super chats, folks. If you have a request I didn't get to, we'll get to it the next time I stream.
Yeah, thanks for showing up, everybody. Love you guys.
Good night, everybody.